Right, and we are recording. Hello to those watching at home. So we
Hello.
start today's
Hello.
session. The folk band spent the day yesterday at the monastery um, and met a few of the masters of the monastery, where Nix learned a lot of their monk abilities. And finding out that there are other abilities being taught here as well. You had a chance to speak with a couple of the masters, and you were brought into a training exercise with a bunch of other students. Some went swimmingly well, others took a little bit longer to dispatch their students, but everyone was successful. And to the point that they have, the folk band apparently have now displaced the top students in this class, and therefore have been selected to go on the expedition occurring the very next day. After their training exercise and after the rest of the students had dispersed, the folk band elected to head to the infirmary, both to get a little bit of healing as well as to talk with Master Jodan, who they seem to be irritating in some way, shape, or form, or at least so his facial expressions seem to indicate. So they had a quick talk with him, didn't go anywhere, so they requested a private audience with him where they could have a chance to speak with him without others around. So they all made their way back to their guest chambers here at the monastery, and that is where we are going to begin today's session. You have brought Master Jodan into your room. He is currently being stared down at by a hulking figure of Vark, and is awaiting your interrogation.
I don't know where to start with this now. I said that before that, but I was just like, ooh, this is awkward. Jodan,
Neeks?
like, so I can't help but notice there's some looks from other people. What's that about? Like, are we not wanted here? Are we like what? What's up?
You are more than welcome here.
I just want to see if that's true. Liar.
Yeah, right. So you would like to incite that?
Is he a liar?
Let's see how you're feeling about that answer. Should check that real quick. Yeah, okay, no, that's fine. His face is fairly deadpan when he says that. There's certainly no warmth behind that statement. It doesn't feel sincere.
Doesn't. Yeah. Sincere. Listen, we don't really want to intrude. Like we were sent for training. Like it just.
Then train. What is the problem?
Because we don't, but we just feel like we're intruding. Because like it doesn't, like you say, we're welcome, but that doesn't really feel. When you go someplace and like everybody's like, yeah, we want you here. It's like totally like you're totally welcome, and then like there's a look behind their eyes that says no, like leave.
Does
like,
this look like Cheers?
Cheers or Tears?
Do you think everyone here should know your name?
No, it should. But
Sorry, that was an old joke. Sorry. Let me recoup. So he says, well, I mean, You show up here unannounced, but there have been no orders. I do not know who you are. You show a pass that allows you to come to the Feywild. That's fine. Are you here to replace me?
No.
Okay,
No.
then I guess we have no problem. Should we all be best friends suddenly? What do you want from me?
What do you want from us?
I want nothing from you. You,
Okay.
like I said, you show up here, you are training, good for you.
Cool. We just don't feel welcome, and I don't know whether it's like who sent us.
If I may, I think part of what Nix is getting at is everybody seems to got a lot of questions for us. And our answers don't seem satisfactory.
Well, is that an us problem or is that a you problem? Perhaps. So, who did send you?
I look at ma'am.
Ma'am will step forward.
Should we just does he seem trustworthy? I don't know about this anymore.
Yeah, ma'am's just gonna step forward and say, do we really need to get into the specifics here? I mean, we were sent to train. We're not after your job. We just want to do our job. That's it.
Excellent. Then it sounds like we are all in agreement here. You train, and then you leave.
All right. Ma'am will... Yeah, ma'am's gonna, like, look down at Nix, like...
And I'm looking at Sharon and I'm looking at everybody around and I'm just looking at them and I'm like, do you have an issue of who we're sent by?
I do not know who you were sent by. You seem to not want to answer that question.
Well, you had the paper and you knew exactly what the symbol meant.
Indeed.
So do you have an issue with them?
Of course not. Why would I?
Is that a lie? Is that a lie? Is that a lie? God. Please. Uh-oh.
Now I need to know.
Oh.
Chris!
We might have a Chris.
Oh! All right. Let's see.
Uh-oh.
He seems more sincere than when he said you were welcome.
Okay, because like I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page because like it's just really awkward for us if we're like intruding, and even though because we were just sent, and I know that it's like kind of intrusive just to have somebody show up on your front doorstep being like, "Hey, we're here to train." So like it just made me feel awkward, and I just wanted to make sure like everyone was okay.
Was there a question in there?
Are we good?
We have been good. We are fine. You are here for what?
You glared at me, but okay.
You come in here, you flash your fancy skills. You say you are not here for my job, but Can we be honest with each other?
Sure.
You have no business training as a student. I saw how you performed today. You are not here to learn as a student. So why are you really here?
Well, actually, yeah, because I only learned like some of it, and like there was some fancy moves like that. Being able to power up, and they hit harder. They hit you hard, and like I just pointed at the two. They hit you harder, like just like trying to like point out things. Like I can't do that. I haven't been able to do. Anyways,
And Nix might be good at all this fancy kung fu stuff, but you saw me out there and big guy here. We don't have those same skills. So we were told we had to come here to train. We don't ask questions. I think you know that's kind of how things work with these people. We're just following orders.
Very well. And when
I
I
just
get
don't want
my
to be
orders,
awkward.
go ahead.
Sorry. I just didn't want to be awkward because like I'm the more they know it better. I'm more new to this whole situation, so it's just following orders. But like I also know there's like differences, and like I just didn't want to be like insensitive. Like I don't know what the equivalent of culturally insensitive is. I was like, I just didn't want to be insensitive. Like Nyx makes herself like very like she looks really they look really minuscule compared to like Mam and Bark right next to them. Like tries to make herself even more like tiny and like I'm just a cat, like trying to do like trying not to intrude.
Real quick, Chris, I got a notice that you are on a different version of Fantasy Grounds. Did you update before coming in? You might need to. Can you hear us? Uh-oh.
I can. Working on it.
Okay. Excellent. I'll give you a second. Well, you can hear us. I'll go ahead. So you didn't miss much. We just started from the point where you all have pulled Master Jodan into your private chambers for a quick talk. And I'm not sure how much more you've learned at this point. You've asked some elusive questions. You've gotten some elusive answers. He seems to be sincere sometimes and not others.
Don't want to kick his ass.
That's surprising.
Right?
I figured you'd want to be best friends, Chris.
We're not here for your job. We just want to make sure that we're not like insulting. And I feel like we did. And like I don't know how to repair that.
I still have not yet received my orders as far as you are concerned. Am I reporting to you? Are you reporting to me? What is our relationship here?
Reporting to you, and then also like just trying to figure out our life here for a little bit since we're training, and then we're gonna go on a mission with y'all tomorrow. So,
okay, that is really all I wanted to hear. If you are reporting to me, then that is good. If I find tasks I wish for you to complete, I will tell you.
Perfect. Great. I felt this feels so much more clear now. I apologize if we had traveled a lot to get here. So it was just I don't feel like our communication was clear in the beginning, but yes, reporting to you.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, then I think everything has been cleared up here. If there are tasks we wish for you to complete, I will certainly let you know. In the meantime, try to keep a low profile. Maybe look a bit more like students and less like competent adventurers.
Well, he said that to hold back. I'm not good at I'm not good at baking. Clearly.
That is good. Master Kader would sniff that out very quickly. I'm glad you did not hold back. But I learned something about you as well, that information is power.
Well, on that note, I'm glad we agree on something. And, Nix, if you've got nothing else to say, maybe it's time we get some rest.
We'll rest for the mission tomorrow.
And he smiles. Yes, get your rest. But, I don't expect this will be very difficult for you tomorrow. But I can't tell you any more than that. But
okay.
Get your rest, be prepared, and we will go through the motions tomorrow.
Does he look at least a little bit happier?
He does. He's now he's got this kind of like smirk going on.
Oh, he wants to feel holier than thou. Got it. Okay. Okay. So stroke the man's ego. And he will be okay. And he felt emasculated by it.
Okay. He literally just needed to know that he was in charge.
Yeah.
He feels better now.
Okay. Did we find a rat? It's the rat. Who the fuck? We had to find the person who's like the rat for the Zentarum. Isn't that like our actual mission? Fucking A. Okay.
I mean, is there only one rat? Like, it seems like the Zentarum are openly associated here, or at least I don't know. I'm still trying to get the. I can't tell if everybody's just hush hush because we've been hush hush about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he said keep a low profile, which makes it feel like we're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like it's like an openly known secret.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of the impression I get.
But like the other master that we were interacting with had like a very negative reaction, like so.
Yeah.
Interesting. I guess we're gonna find out more when we go to the mission.
Yeah.
Hopefully. I don't know. That's the whole reason to being here, right? To find the rat and tell the Enclave.
So I'm trying to remember exactly what. So Master Zyla asked you to kind of come here and find out what's going on. You know, he believes that the monastery has changed allegiances from the Emerald Enclave to the Zentarum, and I think what's her name mentioned that as well.
Yeah, the one with the shop.
Yep. Why can I not remember her name?
I don't have my book right next to me. That was not smart of me, but
Let's see. I know I looked that up at one point. Here we go. Agatha.
Agatha. That'll be easy for me to remember.
I believe she mentioned it as well, but I don't know if either one gave you a whole lot of details about.
Well, I remember they don't know much about what's going on because like they haven't been able to come back.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's been really able to come here because the Zentarum holds the grandfather tree and like entrances into the Feywild. So I remember that part. I just didn't remember whether we're trying to find like the rat or whether we're trying to just find out generally what's going on. But yeah. Anyway, I feel better about that. I was just like, okay, and I just look at Mark. Could you let Jordan out?
Mm.
And he looks you up and down, Vark.
Fine.
Rest up, and I shall see you all in the morning.
See you in the morning. Thank you.
Yeah, sleep well. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Or the bears.
As soon as like he's gone, and like I just peek to make sure that he's further, like he's gone.
Yep, and you see he heads out towards the. It looks like he's headed back towards the infirmary where he was.
Right. Great. I close the door. I know that was stupid of me. You don't have to say it, but like he had that look, like that look of like I'm about to like end your lives if like he doesn't get what he wants. Did anybody else get that vibe?
Nope. He may have tried, but
tried to you, yes.
Well, I think as strange as that was, maybe we made a little bit of progress.
I wanted to come clean so badly. I don't deal well with this. Why did I think I could do like this mission at all?
Yeah, so I think we really need to set up the parameters of our elaborate storytelling here.
Yeah, so we are here to train. We got sent by the Nix looks genuinely like disturbed. Yeah, Nix doesn't like to say. So we got sent to train. We have mostly battlefield experience and like adventure experience, but it's not clean or as impactful as other training like we just saw. Is that what we're following?
Yeah. And maybe there's something to I don't know. They want us to have the particular skills that this monastery possesses.
Yes. That we need the skills that they possess, like the harder hitting move, and we are there for them. Like Nix looks genuinely like disturbed saying this, like thinking about having a monastery use this entire in any way. Like after like what they remember from their missions that are like nature based and like yes, you had to definitely like scale trees and all of this thing. Like now they're just like thinking about like the absolute disaster that they're gonna probably have to face tomorrow morning.
And I think Ma'am sees that kind of go across Nix's face, and Ma'am says,
"Look, I know this is hard, but you gotta remember, we're doing this to make things better here, right? We gotta keep this up to find the rat and root him out."
Yes, Yes, here to make things better than when we got here. If we have found a pause point, I just realized it's 11:30 and I was supposed to check my laundry in like 20 minutes.
Yes. Yep. Let's take a quick little 5-minute break.
Perfect.
Okay, I think we're back. We are back. All right. So you all are doing your thing in your room, and you hear a little knock at the door.
A little knock.
Yep, just
like
a little
polite knock.
Yes, like a polite knock.
Okay. Ma'am or Bark, can you open that? Nyx is like in their journal, like drawing their feelings out right now.
You're muted, Justin. We can't hear you, Justin.
Uh-oh.
I was just gonna say, I think I've said before that Ma'am generally just ritual casts Unseen Servant and then goes to working in her spell book. So she looks up and says, "Oh yeah, could you get that?" And little Unseen Servant will just open the door.
Okay. And I assume it's invisible, right? Because it's unseen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the door just opens, and Vark, you're standing there, and you see it's one of the student monks, and like the door just kind of opens, and she, looking straight ahead, she's looking at your belly button at this point, Vark. So you see her eyes just kind of like go up and up and up and up. It's hi. It's mealtime. If you would like to join the monks in the mess hall, or we can send someone with your food if you prefer to eat here.
Look, they brought us delivery.
Oh, Bark, no, bad.
Mark, he's always kidding. Ma'am, like that's a funny joke. Thank you very very much. We'll be right there.
Okay. Thank you. And she kind of like bows as she's like backing away. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Sorry, thank you. And I just turned to Bark.
It was small and yummy looking.
It was funny for us, not funny haha for them. All right. Nyx goes to put their journal away and gets ready for dinner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I hope they have enough to feed Bart.
Okay. So are you heading to the dining hall, mess hall area?
Yeah.
Mine as well.
Well,
let me eat the monks.
Well, they said to blend in, and eating the other students is not blending it. So, I need a tissue.
I'm not sure you've been here long enough to make that. I'm just kidding.
Things have really changed since Nyx was here.
They've really changed. Holy shit.
Yeah, right. So you all, I assume you're heading up to the dining hall.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
As you step out of your rooms, you see coming towards you Master Jodan and one of the other students. And they seem to be kind of going past you. As you head up to the dining halls, the student just kind of like smiles and kind of nods at you. And Master Jodan, with his now perma-smirk, just kind of gives you a head nod as he goes by.
I give a respectful nod /bow as we go by. as they go by, and then stick with my group.
Okay. Let's see. So
Where is the mess hall here?
it's straight up.
Oh, okay. I think I see it.
And as you're heading north, you can't help but notice that as you look through the door to the kind of a temple, you can see Master Jodan opening the temple doors, and it seems that there's a soldier there that he's chatting with.
Oh fuck!
Huh? Do you? I'm gonna bubble fly around to the front of the building.
Okay.
I want to get a better look at that guy.
If we notice that, I just kind of give like a look towards Ma'am.
Ma'am will say under her breath, "Bubbles on it."
Thank you.
I don't know exactly what route Bubble would take here. Oh, there we go. I can get outside that way. So yeah, he kind of just comes around and perches out here.
Okay.
I don't know. Is that? I would like to, if possible, look through his eyes. I don't know if I'm close enough.
What's the range on that? It's like a mile.
100 feet.
Oh, it's only 100 feet? Oh.
And at this very moment, I'm 95 feet.
Oh, perfect. So you can do that.
So I just, real quick before we go further, I peek through his eyes just to get a look. I'd particularly be looking for any kind of identifying anything.
Sure.
Oops.
Well, by the time Bubble gets around there, it looks like the master has and the soldier are kind of pulled over to the side, having a very quiet conversation. What Bubble sees is really mostly just like dark cloak. It's wearing a black cloak, and Bubble can see, in certain places where the cloak kind of reveals, you can see that there's some pieces of armor, so you can see that it's definitely some type of a soldier of some sort. But other than the dark cloak, there's a few flashes of like a supple, dark leather underneath. But no insignias, no markings, anything like that. You do get a little tickle of recognition when you see this person. It looks fairly familiar, and you're trying to think of where you may have seen someone similar.
Oh.
That rolled off the 19.
It's right there. It's this figure looks, that the overall look of this figure just seems familiar to you, but you're not quite sure where you would place it, where you've seen someone that looks similar.
Trying to look kind of as natural about it as possible. Ma'am's gonna kind of lean down to Nyx and whisper as best she can the details, because she knows Nyx takes thorough notes of things, and be like,
Yes.
Is that someone you recognize?
So I will let you choose either Nick, you can do a history check, or that can give Ma'am advantage, and Ma'am can roll again.
I don't know what my history is.
Let's see. Nick's history is a +1.
I've got a +6.
Okay.
Okay, so advantage for... I just kind of look over and I'm like, dark cloak, no insignia. They really do look familiar. What?
There we go.
There it is. And so Nyx is like, does that sound like the same the same guy that we saw when we got to the Feywild? The guy that was like guarding on this side? And it like clicked for you. Like,
yeah.
You're not sure that you never saw the face.
Yeah.
But the cloak, the armor, the whole look is dead on. Like that. It looks like the same type of soldier, group of soldier.
Yeah, I think that might be who that is. And that might not be great.
Yeah, that's not gonna be great.
And as you're having this quick little sidebar with Nyx, you see through Bubble's eyes that the soldier then starts to walk away. And as he turns back towards Bubble and goes to look inside, his face is a thunderhead. He is angry. He goes back inside the temple.
That's Jodan.
Jodan, yep.
Mam's just gonna say he's mad. Jodan's mad. What do we do? Oh, we're in trouble.
We remain calm. We're gonna go and eat. We're gonna eat and we gotta get to the meal place as fast as possible because he's not gonna make a public scene.
He's not gonna make a scene. He's not gonna make a scene.
And so I we're like, okay, and then I pick up the pace a little bit, somebody who's just really excited for supper. I know our tokens aren't there, but
No.
yeah, no.
Yeah, ma'am is as quickly as she can hurrying along.
Okay.
I don't know how far you'll allow ma'am to make it.
Yeah, you make it there.
Okay.
You're kind of he's coming, so you keep kind of looking over your shoulder, and as you get right to the mess hall, you see him come out of that door. He walks right up to the folk band door, but then he sees you enter the mess hall, and you can just kind of, if you're looking at him, he's staring daggers at you.
I immediately look around the table, see the guy with the tattoos, I forget what his name is, and I just go, "Hey, sorry we're late, everybody," and I just go and sit.
Yeah, so now once you enter the mess hall, everyone kind of turns and sees you, and then most go back to their food or whatever. You do see who you recognize as Master Kader. He is sitting with the students, and he starts to say something, and you run over and sit down right next to him, and he's kind of "Welcome, eat, enjoy." And one of the monks comes over and puts a plate down in front of you, and it's the smell is amazing. It's roasted vegetables. Some of them are strange colors from what you're used to eating, but you can see there's little bits of leaves or whatever else for seasoning, and the smells are just incredible. As you others sit down, you can see when Vark, assuming Vark sits at one of these tables, you can hear the creaking of the bench as he lowers his weight down onto it. And one of the monks comes over with 2 plates. And one is a regular plate. It looks like what everyone else is eating. It's the delicious vegetables and the good smell. And the other one is just this hunk of meat. This just big, giant hunk of meat that probably 2 or 3 pounds by itself. And Vark, your mouth just starts to water as the smells of what you can only assume is some type of a pig creature, because the smell of bacon just kind of invades your nostrils and makes you start drooling a little bit.
Swine.
And Kader kind of leans over. How was your first day?
It was really good. We're really excited to be here, and thank you for opening up your doors. We're slowly figuring out, since we're so used to just being on the field, hierarchies again. But we're adjusting well, and this smells absolutely delicious. I keep looking at the door and I'm like, absolutely delicious. I'm going to start eating.
And you see, he gets this like kind of like confused look on his face. He goes, "Well, I can clear that up for you. We're masters, you're not. There's your hierarchy.
Thank you.
Master Velastra leads the group. There you
Master
go.
Velastra.
You're welcome.
Have we met Master Velastra?
Not you haven't like spoken with Master Velastra. She's the one that was watching the student training but didn't say anything.
So like after that description that he gives, I'm like, oh yes, Master Velastra.
Yes. Yeah, she leads the monastery here. She's the head voice, although the council makes most decisions. The masters, the group of all of us together.
You know, I haven't met very many monasteries that have 5.
Well, it's fairly new here as well. We used to have 4 for a long time, but I guess that wasn't enough.
How recently was that?
Just in the last few months. Master Velastra felt it was time to be a bit more diverse here and allow other races to come in. So we brought in a couple of new masters and promoted a couple more.
Interesting. I mean, more open, definitely.
Spit it out.
Well, Addiction's about to be like more open than when I was here, and so she was like, they were like more open than other places I've been.
How has that change been received, Master?
Mostly positive. You know, we have more students. That's good. We have some different viewpoints from the masters.
Different viewpoints are generally a good thing. Would you not agree?
It's a mixed bag. Some of it's good, some of it's crap. But we try. We try things. If they're good, we keep them. If they're bad, we don't. We're learning.
Fair enough.
Just stop learning, start dying.
Very true.
This is delicious, by the way.
Yeah. This is just like trying
it is, isn't it? It's a recipe that we've been perfecting for 700 years, so it should be pretty good.
700 years in Playtime or 700 years?
700 years here. Who knows what the time span is for other planes?
Right. Sorry. Next one. So like, I think I was kind of curious because like I don't like to go uninformed into other places. So like I know it's been like 700 years total, but like sorry.
It's approximate.
Approximate. Yeah. From what I know, there was like other masters prior that like stayed with the 4. Like what happened? Did like just time, or like did they move on to other?
Some masters stay a long time, others don't. Master Velastra has been here the longest. The rest of us, let's see. Master Jodan has been here the longest after Velastra, then myself. And then I think Indres arrived before Shinda.
Indres. So we know everybody's name now, right?
I think so, yeah.
So Master Indres, Master Shinda, Master Jodan, Master Kadir, and Master Velastra.
Was that a question? Sorry.
Yes, that is all 5. That's all 5.
Yes. Master, I'll put him in the chat here.
Okay.
Master Shodan.
Elastra is the Aldarian elf, right?
Yep, the Eladrin, yep.
Eladrin. Okay. And then so Indras is the tiefling? by process of elimination?
Yes, Master Indras is the tiefling. And you see from the table right next to you, who you assume to be Master Indras comes over and sit down.
Oh, shit. Hello.
Nice to meet you. We have not met yet.
No, we have not. Hello.
I am Master Indras.
It is so nice to meet you. How has being here been for you? And like I'm trying to be like like have people been like kind of like folk person to other like minority person.
The intent of that question seemed to have been lost on her. It's been wonderful here. I very much enjoy it. It's quiet. We get to train the student. And as you're like listening to her, what you're kind of noticing is she's very rigid, very intense. Her eyes are like boring into your soul as she looks at you or talks to you. But there's even when she's saying nice things, like there's no change to her facial expressions. She's just solid, intense. And when she looks at you, you feel like she's boring into your soul.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It is good. We get to train. I've learned many things. I've been able to pass on many things. It is excellent. The food here is delicious. And we are rarely bothered by the outside world. What more can you ask for, yes?
What more could you ask for, indeed?
And she looks over. Master Kader, I simply wanted to introduce myself. Enjoy your meal. You as well. And she gets up, and you see her bring her plate over into the next room, and she closes the door behind her.
It is kind of cute. I just glanced over. Has Jordan made an appearance at all?
Oops. What was that?
Has Jordan made an appearance at all? Wait.
You have not yet seen him.
Well, she seemed nice.
Real intense, but very nice indeed.
And it kind of says that, like, wanting to see how the master we're sitting. Yeah, how Kadir reacts.
He doesn't react at all. He just continues to eat his food.
Oh.
You'll find most of the masters here are pleasant. Uh-oh.
Yes. Nix doesn't know how to broach the next subject, so it's just like, so we had to travel a long way to even get in here. Like, where are you? Are you from the Feywild?
Me? No, I'm not. Not originally. No.
So, like,
you.
Well, Jabaxi are originally like we do have an area in here, and so I was actually sent out, which is where I met my companions to the material plane, and then we had orders to go back. So
I see. Good.
So it's good to come back. It's good to be back. Going through the forest definitely was nostalgic and also terrifying because I know it can be in those woods.
Be terrifying.
Yeah, it can be. But thankfully, with the help of our friends, we got there just fine.
Right. You can get by with a little help from your friends. Make sure you keep them
Exactly.
close. And he kind of
Yes.
leans in and keep your enemies closer. And he picks up his plate. Now,
Oh,
you'll have to excuse me. Got some stuff to do for tomorrow's expedition. And he,
yes, we'll be prepared for tomorrow. Thank you so much. And then I knew exactly what he was gonna say, so I just look at Ma'am and I look at Mark and I'm like, oh fuck. I feel like we got found out so fast.
and so you now that he's no longer taking your full attention here, you kind of look around, and the students sitting at your table, one of them is like, it seems a little squirrely, like she's kind of looking, and she keeps like looking up at you. Nyx specifically, she keeps looking at you and kind of looking down and like looking at the other students, and you can see it seems like she's maybe trying to muster up a little courage. And finally, she's like, "Welcome to the monastery."
Oh, thank you so much. It's been quite a shift, coming
That was
back
really
into church.
that was really cool what you did today. That was pretty impressive.
Oh, thank you. It's just something that I learned on the battlefield. It's not like direct chaining, It's kind of messy, wasn't it?
No, it was amazing. We thought maybe you had trained at another monastery. Is that true?
I mean, I know other monasteries because I was from here originally, and
Here?
when
You trained here?
shit, not what I meant. Not what I meant. I mean, like Feywild. Like I'm like Tabaxi are
Oh, okay,
originally.
you're from the Feywild. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like I knew of the monastery because Tabaxis are very well, we work with our hands a lot, so we
that
very
must be, to have claws like that. Like, I mean, that's it's kind of neat.
yeah, they could get in the way sometimes, but they've been more helpful than not. um Nick's is like really awkward, like like remembering that she just clawed the shit out of stuff. Oh god. Like whoops. Yeah, that person's gonna have like nice gouges. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Um.
So you're gonna go on the expedition tomorrow, right? That's
what we were told. What have you heard about it?
Don't tell anyone, but they always bring the top students to the Gulthias Tree, so it's probably where you're going to be going. So just it's
Do
like
I remember the Gulthias Tree?
you have seen a Gulthias Tree in the past,
like the Godfather Tree? Or like...
No. You saw a Gulthias tree in what is now the Folk Band Manor. There was that big nasty tree going in the center.
Interesting.
So you'll probably face some of the blights, like twig blights or vine blights and stuff. So, I mean, I saw you fight. You probably won't have much of a problem, but don't get overwhelmed. Don't act like you knew what was coming. Okay, we'll get in trouble if they find out we told you. Okay, so don't say anything.
So just to be clear, we're just about to take out the blights. Like they use that tree for everybody.
There's a few different places around. They don't kill the tree because they like how it spawns all the little blights, and they use them as as fodder for their students, so they don't kill the trees. But
Got it. And like Nix doesn't want to be like, we've already faced that before. So Nix is like, oh gosh, thank you for the heads up. We'll do our best not to get overwhelmed. Because
don't let them surround you. You'll be okay. And you see the other two students start to get up. Okay, all right, we're gonna go. Hey, it's really nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Hey, you're Nix, right? My name's Hessian.
Hessian is now my friend.
There you go. Okay,
all right,
I'll see you later. Don't die tomorrow, okay? All right, bye.
Bye. I'll try not to.
And you see the three students take off.
And I looked towards Ma'am and I was like, I think I just found an inn. Should we find others?
Yeah, I mean, that definitely seems like we should have some allies here. What are we gonna do about this Jodan situation?
We are gonna act like nothing happened and prepare for the worst. Like Nix is thinking in their head, like structured, like go back to like when you're out on the field, like have people take turns watch. Like this year, like take watch turns, and then like to make sure like nobody's at the door, and then basically we all have to watch each other. So Nick's kind of like generally talks about it, like, you know, we should go back to like how we are in a field, like take turns, watch each other's back.
Yeah, so just play it cool, huh?
I mean,
I don't know what else we could do, so yeah, that's as good as any plan I got.
well, we need to play it cool and we need to act dumb. The dumber we act, the less they'll think we'll be able to do these things, and then maybe we can actually get some more information before having to get out of here.
All right.
So we know nothing. We got in just fine from the material plane. Everything was fine when we were there. Got through. And of course I'm whispering this, but
Yes.
like, of course I'm whispering, like, we got in just fine, like we have our thing, like just kind of talking about like so if anybody was like trying to listen into our conversation, that it was just like like
on the level.
Yeah, on the level, like just talking about like, you know, like if people like, I don't know if they know that you need like a pass to get through anymore, but like, you know, like on the level, like, no, we have a pass, everything's fine, you just gotta like, you know, stick the close together, we'll get through training. So like to other people outside it sounds like that, but to us it's like, okay, so we gotta take turns.
And you know, as you're kind of, you know, clandestine kind of whispering and, you know, throwing out some red herrings and such, you can see everyone else seems to be kind of wrapping up dinner. The students are kind of bringing their plates over to that side room there, which every time the door opens you get a look inside and you can see it's clearly a kitchen. So you can see students are, you know, starting to filter out.
Maybe we take a chance when a group of these others leave. We leave behind them.
That's true. So I just kind of keep my eye out behind them to see like when people leave.
Okay.
And like just finish my plate and then it just seems like we're just catching up or talking about, our travel. And then whenever they leave, like when a group of them leaves, we're gonna get up and follow them.
Okay. And so, yeah, when you do that, you pick up your plates. Vark is pretty much licking his plate clean at this point. And you head over into the kitchen. You can see there's a couple of monks that are, washing dishes. You can see that Master Indress is in there. She's also doing dishes. And you walk in and you can see that there, just to the left, there's a counter where you can see people are putting their dirty dishes. And as you walk in, the other monks kind of see you and nod to you, and Master Indress looks up. Just put your plates down on the side there. We'll get you into the dish rotation here eventually, but for tonight, you don't have to help out here. Just put your dishes. The lights out is going to be at 10 o'clock, so 2 hours. And then after that, all the lights are off. We ask students not to roam around after lights off. But next 2 hours, take your time, do what you need to do, visit the library, the cafe, whatever it is you'd like to do. And but make sure you rest up because you have your expedition in the morning. And she says all this while boring into your soul with her eyes.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, but there's a cafe. That was never.
It's just a small meeting space with chairs and tables. We call it the cafe.
Oh. Next just puts their plates down and like thank you, and then tries to make sure that they're with the group that's leaving.
Okay. So it's really the three students kind of leaving together from the other table. And you can see they come in, put their plates down, and then they head out south via the door. As they're heading out, they can kind of see you behind them. One of them turns and says, "Oh, hey, how was your first day? Right? This is your first day."
Yes, it was our first. It was our first day here. It was good. It was like we got to, be in the center. It was just a lot of pressure, but it was good. It was good to.
Good.
It's good to be here and learn. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, you did pretty good. Nice job. Well, yeah.
Thank you. I think it was a little sloppy because we were just, we're kind of thrown in there, but
Well, I mean, if that's sloppy, I hate to see you on your game.
Oh.
Yeah. Remind me not to step in the ring with you, okay?
Oh, it was sparring. It's a fine step. I would intentionally, and then Nyx is just like really uncomfortable. Like looks really uncomfortable. I would hope that you would know that I wouldn't intentionally hurt anybody. He said not to hold back, so I felt like if I did hold back, there would be consequences.
Yeah, we're not made of glass. It's okay. It's all right. Nobody dies here. It is good. Besides, as Master Shinda likes to say, no pain, no learning, right? If it doesn't hurt, you don't learn it.
Yeah, no pain, no learning. Exactly. Yeah. So we were told that there's a library.
Oh yeah. And they point over across the courtyard. Yeah, you can either get in through the cafe area, or there's a door on the side there. You can. There's lots of good reading in there, good information, good history. There's the tomes of learning if you want to read a bit more about the monk history here and such. Lots of good information there. It'd take a lifetime to get through all the books, though.
Oh yes, it would. Next remembers the library like back then, and it's now like there's about like around 100 more years in between. So they're just like, yeah. There's like at least 3 lifetimes, like 3 generations.
New information.
Yeah. So Nyx just thanks them. Thank you very much. And we said, is this the library down here? Or is that like a different space?
Those are windows into the temple.
Oh,
that's
like
that's like the
Never
main
mind.
training temple. It's like, the official space.
Everything is blacked out for me, so I'm just trying to figure out, like, except for the courtyard.
Okay.
Man. So which one is it?
Here, why don't I'll do that real quick.
Perfect. Okay.
All right. So library, stables, rooms, kitchen, infirmary, eating area, and there's some like storage areas and such.
I'm seeing a lot of people I can fight.
So we go in through here, right? Let's open.
Yep, that's a door into the library if you want to go in there.
Like, I kind of nudge ma'am to go to the library.
Yeah. When did they say lights out was?
10 o'clock. 2 hours. You have about 2 hours.
Library seems fine.
So Nyx is gonna lead them over to the library, and that was really fast. Sorry. Oh, I merged myself into the temple. Oh goodness.
Get out of there. You can't walk through the window. I know Bark already broke them, but
I did like one of those like weird glitches where I merge myself into the wall and then end up in another like a section of a map that you're not supposed to be in yet. Yeah.
That's funny.
So I'm gonna go in, and what are these animal things? Are they squirrels?
Those are the Trissum. Those are the flying cats.
The flying cats! I completely forgot there's flying cats.
Yep.
That is going in my notebook.
It's perched up on one of the bookcases.
Oh my god, I completely forgot. I was like, it looks like a flying squirrel. And I was like, oh my god, it's a flying cat!
It's close. I have to run to the restroom real quick. It looks like Michael might be connecting, maybe, possibly. But hey, I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'm on it.
I'm gonna heat up lunch then.
Oh, you are here, Michael? Did I hear your voice?
Yes, he's working on it.
Yes, you did. I both love and appreciate all of you.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, so I'll be right back. I don't know if you want to give Michael a quick recap of what happened so far.
Okay, so if you are ready, Michael.
I am. Yes.
Okay, so we got to the temple. We got inside the temple. We met a couple of the masters. Jordan was like our connection person. We don't know whether they're the one from Zentarum or not. We kind of just like reevaluated the situation and like kind of asked Nick some questions, and we're really just trying to figure out what's really going on in the temple, and if we can suss out like the rat or what they're associated with, then that's even better. But really, we're just trying to figure things what everything is going on. And so there's 5 masters. We've met all of them. And Jordan wasn't happy with us, but when we were like, no, we're reporting to you, and you get to tell us, we figured out that he really just needs his ego stroked. Like, he needs to just know that he's in charge. He's like that schmarmy type of person. Yeah, cool. And then we kind all got together and said, our story is that we were sent to train, that we're from, like, we have all of our where we're from, like, and then that we all joined together, that we're here to train and that we're here to help, like wherever we're directed, and then yeah, so if anybody asks, that's just really our story, and like not to impress it anymore, and like try to fly under the radar as much as possible. And so when we were going, we kind of had like downtime where we just like chilled out, wrote in our journals, did all that, and then when we were going to dinner, we noticed that Jordan was talking to the guard that was the guard that we met on the inside of the Feywild. And we kind of quickly tried to avoid Jordan because he looked pissed. So we quickly like went to the meal area, had a delicious meal. We got to talk to Kader. Kader was really cool about it. Said something about keep your friends close and your enemies closer. So, don't really know what that is about. And then when we were leaving, we decided to leave with another group so we didn't get like targeted by Joder if he was out there. Jordan, not Joder. Whoops, sorry, Jordan. And then we decided to go to the library because we were told that there was information about like all of the monastery's history, and I kind of want to find out like what the deal is about the masters that I went with. Like, did they die? Did they leave? Like, what happened? And that's where
I love it. Let's do it. Let's do everything.
I meant to go get lunch, but I wanted to catch you up. So I'm gonna grab lunch and the bathroom real quick. But my intention on going through the library is to look through the like specifically find like the time that I was here and mastered like Zaya, Dispran, Orthus, and Jarna, like their history and like what happened.
Okay. So I am real quick before you go. I'm gonna have you do and invest it. So before I have you, well, okay. I guess it doesn't really matter. I was gonna say if anybody wants to help you look for that information, you can. I mean, do you want to throw another D20 to see if you nat? Just, I mean, might as well, right?
Yeah. So just roll.
Yeah, you can just throw a D20. It's just whether or not it's a natty.
Nope, same.
19. Okay.
19, 2 19s. All right, so it still ends up dirty 20. So
Yep. Okay. Yeah, go ahead, and I will tell you what you find when you come back.
Yes, I am listening. I have my headsets in, but
okay.
I'm gonna just heat up my lunch and go to the bathroom, and then I'll be back on camera, and then I'm gonna mute myself so you don't hear all that in the
background. All right, very good. So is anyone else looking for anything else? Are you even going in the library? Is there anything anyone else wants to do?
Go ahead, Justin.
I was just going to say, I think we definitely want to stay together right now. So Mam's certainly in the library.
Okay.
Mam was going to probably do a general, like, I guess just glance over the shelves and sections and see, is this all just kind of monk stuff? Is there anything else that catches her eye? Yeah, but mostly things that would be outside kind of the scope of the monastery, because she kind of figures Nyx has that covered.
Okay.
Oh,
That's unfortunate.
Justin, you rolled a natural one.
We can use inspiration to re-roll, and we have to take the new roll, right?
Correct. Yep. It can't get any worse than a 1.
Yeah, why not? I'm thinking of it, and I feel like I never think of it. So let's do that.
All right. Okay. All right. Yeah. So you're going to spend a little time. Mam's going to spend some time as well. Zwazos, Vark, do you have any interest in looking for anything here in the library, or is there anything else that you wanted to do?
I mean, I'm with Mam that we should definitely stay together. Zwazos hears library and immediately starts looking to see if there's anything regarding magic items.
Okay. And how about Mr. Vark?
I'm gonna just sit here and relax.
Okay. So you're just hanging out, looking imposing, watching the doors.
Pretty much.
Okay.
So imposing.
Just wishing the motherfucker would. That's all.
Very good. We'll start with Dwazos. So Dwazos, you spend a little time looking around. You're a little bit distracted by all that's going on. So you actually find a book that you have seen before. It's the same book you found in another place that kind of generally talks about magic items in a very general way. But it's a book that you've already seen and read through, so it's really just kind of repetition for you. But you're a little bit surprised to find this same book in this library. Ma'am, so you spend a little bit of time looking around. You figure out fairly quickly that most of this library is around histories, and it looks like most of it is written in the same hand. So almost as if there's a very specific scribe who's writing a lot of the histories of this monastery, but also some very generic information about the way of the Kenzai itself. Very generic information. You do find a couple things that you weren't necessarily expecting. One book seems to actually be a spell book. You immediately, when you lay eyes on it, you see the runes along the spine of the book itself, and it immediately catches your eye as something that seems like it would be a spell book. As you draw it from the shelf, you find that it is strapped and locked. There's a physical lock on the book itself, but it's situated in a way that the bindings go side to side and then up and down, and the lock is actually it's located like where the book side is, so the lock like fits into where the pages are, so that way it fits in the shelf without having this real bulky lock hanging interesting off of it. So you imagine that if you were to open the book, there's like a little square that would be cut out of the pages where that lock fits into.
So like a diary.
Cool.
Yeah, like a diary kind of. And it is locked, and looking around, you don't see any kind of a key for it. But you do, you get the impression that this is an actual wizard's spell book.
Do I get a sense? That's actually this might seem similar to my spell book, which I believe has a lock built into it as well. Would I get a sense that this is magically protected?
Let's see. Let's find out. Let's give you an Arcana check. Let's see. Well, I mean, looking at the book, there's nothing to you that indicates that it's magically protected. But having a similar spell book and being a wizard, you're pretty sure that anyone who would lock a spell book would put a magical lock on it as well, if the lock itself is not magical.
Fair enough.
You kind of assume that this has a lock, but there's nothing you can see that indicates that it does.
Is there a librarian?
You're looking around, you don't see anybody else in here. You certainly haven't been told of any type of a librarian type role here. But there's nothing to indicate there isn't a librarian, other than there's nobody else in the room.
Mam's gonna look around and just pocket that.
Okay. All right.
And then kind of whistle and walk away.
Whistle and walk away. I love it.
What did you do? Hang on, can you repeat?
Son of a book.
Mam's stealing a book.
Oh, interesting.
Now we're talking.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
Right. So
I have officially done it, but I'm going into my character. I've thought about this for a while. Mam's alignment is neutral. I think Mam has become chaotic neutral. I think the influence of mostly Nyx, but in general the folk band, chaotic neutral now. If that's all right with you, Nick.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. That's awesome.
Oh, God. Oh, no. I mean, yeah, but oh, no.
It is official.
Is taking a locked spell book that you're pretty sure is magically locked from a monastery that we may or may not be invading and investigating.
I mean, I originally started considering it when Mam's response to the magic beans was, yeah, this seems fun. I realized at that moment that there had been some influence.
And so it begins.
That is awesome.
Did Nyx pick this up at all?
Nyx is doing their own research while this is happening. So you're looking through your own.
None the wiser. Okay,
none
good.
the wiser. So you pocket that, and the other item that you find is a book, and you immediately recognize it. Well, you're immediately drawn to it because the spine of the book has like vines and stuff. What look like, and then when you pull the book out of the shelf, what you see is a giant depiction of what you read. I guess Mam wasn't there. What looks like kind of a twisted type of a tree on the front. And then the title of the book is The Problem with Gulthias.
Well, Mam would have right. She was present for that conversation.
Exactly. Yeah. It's the Gulthias that triggered your like, this looks like a book we might want to look at.
Yeah. So Mam will take that and I think much less suspiciously kind of start thumbing through it.
Okay. All right. And what you find there is some information on the Gulthias Tree. And it basically talks about, you don't have the time to read through the whole book, but you do have time to kind of flip through and dig out some information. And it talks about how the original Gulthias Tree was an infection, and that there was someone who looked to perpetrate the life that they found within that, and so they ended up figuring out a way to propagate this tree, and found that it is actually a blight on the land wherever it happens to be planted, and that it eventually corrupts the area around it. It spawns blights. They eventually decided to call them blights because of the way that it blighted the land around it, and that it can spawn from minor to bigger creatures that are similarly blighted and are chaotically evil in the way that they go out and attack the world.
Nick, would this have any kind of similarity to the tree that we burned out of the manor?
Yes, that is the exact same type of tree.
Oh, this is exciting. I'm excited. Nice. I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but
yeah. So Mam is absolutely going to note that, and we'll relay that when the time is right. I would say the only other thing she would look for is notable weaknesses.
Okay. And the book itself, the only thing it mentions is that that the only way they found to fully destroy the tree was with fire.
Okay.
I got fire for days.
Yes, you do. All right, Nix, you spend some time looking around. You hear a little bit going on as Ma'am is pawing through some books, but you specifically, you find the section that is really all about the history of the monastery. And you find the same thing that Ma'am figured out, which is most of these books are penned in the same hand. It seems like the same person is writing most, if not all, of these books, at least the ones that you look through. And very quickly, you kind of figure out that there is kind of a Margaret decimal system here, where they do seem like they are put away in chronological order, and you kind of figure out that order fairly quickly, and you start looking for the times when you were there. The dates are strange. The dates that you recall are more prime material plane dates, and so the dates here don't really mean much to you. So it takes you a while before you finally find events that are memorable to you. So you start to find things in these books that relate to things that you remember happening while you were there. And you do find reference to a Master Distrin and Master Orthist, a Master Jarna, who you recognize as names. But the more you look, the more you're finding that there is a very conspicuous absence of the name Xyla. Where you would expect to see Xyla's name, it's not there. And you're surprised because you would have expected it to be there and then be erased, maybe. Like you would expect there to be a scratch out or a space where the name was mentioned and was then deleted, but you're finding that it's like he never existed in the records at all. So you find that very conspicuous. But as you read through, what you're seeing and what you're reading through is kind of a series of events where it's clear that the narrator doesn't know that something is changing, but you find the events that show that there's a period of time in there in which things seem to be chaotic. You know, there was a lot of order, there was chaos, and then as you read further, that order seems to come back. But you do find this section in which it seems to be chaotic. You know, this monastery is run very businesslike, very structurally, and you're finding in this section that that's missing, almost as if there was a time period where there was no leader, there was no single voice leading the charge. And then when it picks up and you start to hear more about order, you start to catch the name Master Velastra. And that seems, you get the idea that it was when Master Velastra took over that there was a single leader again for the monastery, and that order seemed to be restored. But there aren't a whole lot of specific examples of any specific thing. After that, you read a little bit farther, and you do start to hear the names, Master Jodan. A little bit later, you start to hear the name Master Indres. Then you start to hear, Master Shinda. There's no specific mention to why the monastery went from 4 to 5 masters. And neither do you find any specific mention as to what happened to the previous masters, Master Jarna, Master Orthist, Master Distrin. It's just that their names are no longer mentioned after a certain point.
If I look back, like in the history, so like find where like their names started being mentioned in the prior to, is that similar? Like they don't mention when masters like pass away or get,
You dig back and you do find a few mentions where masters have passed away, and you find mention of there's a very specific ritual where the masters are interred, but it doesn't it doesn't actually mention where this happens, but it does mention kind of a sort of a ritual that takes place, and the only descriptions you hear about this place is that it's stone, and that the references seem to indicate that it's somehow connected to the monastery, but you're not sure if that's like a social connection or like a physical connection.
Is it worth noting that? So Nick, you said that like Zyla's name, Zyla's just appearing in the text strangely, not even as though it was rubbed out.
Correct.
Do I, the player Michael, remember properly that there was some aspect of the ruin stone that could do such a thing?
You do. So yes, like you would expect that if he had been wiped out by the ruin stone, that would be a similar effect. But you also remember Master Zyla, so you would know
yes.
that then that indicates that it was not the ruin stone, because it would just completely erase him from the world,
from everything, even our memories.
That's
right.
Yeah, that's how it was described to you.
That's my contribution. Continue.
So this is the same handwriting.
Yes.
For all the books spanning 700 years.
All the books you read through seem to have the same handwriting.
Creatures don't last 700 years.
What's that? What stone?
There's
Elves do. Right?
700 years? They last 700.
Elves can live
Well,
thousands.
let's do this.
Right?
I noticed that Nick said that all the ones that we've looked at, and Nick, you said they were in chronological order.
Yep.
So what I'd like to do is compare the most recent volume to the oldest volume and see if that trend in the handwriting continues.
Okay. Yep. So you do that, and what you find is that the handwriting in the newest volumes matches this handwriting that you've been seeing. But when you pull the oldest volumes, it does seem to be a different penmanship.
Mm.
And assuming you would then look for when it changes, you find that it's only about a third of the way through the second volume that the penmanship changes.
So 1.5 volumes in the entire library were written by a different hand.
In the history, in the books of the history. If you want to search through every single book in the library, that's going to take a little while.
That's going to take
or at least
forever.
open and look at every single book. But so far, every book that you've all, except for obviously the spell book, and except for
the book on the tree.
Open yet?
Is
Yeah, the Gulthias Tree. Yep, the Gulthias Tree is written.
The magic items book.
No, thank you. That was the one that was different, because you found that book somewhere else as well. So you can tell that was a book that was brought here, not penned here.
And I'm sorry if it's something that I should know, but I've been away. Who are these other two creatures that are in the room?
Okay, the one to the south is a monk, and I didn't realize that she was there. She's not actually there, so that person is not there. The one on top of the bookshelf, that is a tressum, and that is a flying cat.
Oh my goodness, that's right.
Yeah.
Look at it. It's a flying cat. Oh my god. It's like a mini sphinx.
So are you saying, sorry, from the oldest book, you're saying the second book, so like there's the oldest, second oldest. The third oldest is when it changes?
No, the second oldest. So there's only one tome, the first one, that is entirely in the older penmanship. And then the very next book, about a third of the way through, it changes to this other penmanship that then continues for the next, 700-ish years of history.
Are there any
Damn.
notes of authorship?
That is an excellent question for you to ask.
You weren't prepared for, Nick? Come on, you're better than that.
Let's see. I would say roll a d4, and yeah, roll a d4.
All right.
Do I recognize? Oh,
Okay. There is not any type of an author's reference. There's no, like, where to look in a book to see, like a signature, something like that. And the only thing that you find is at the very back of each book, in the lower right corner of the binding, there is just a depiction of what looks like some type of a small animal that you don't necessarily recognize.
And is that the same on the first tome with the different hand?
The first tome does not have that.
Okay.
So it's like a stamp or a seal kind of thing?
It's like like a stamp or a seal. Yep.
Okay, you say a small animal, like a furry animal, a scaly animal, a quadrupedal animal.
It's because it's kind of a seal and because it's small, it's difficult to make out. It almost, like, looking at it, the closest thing that you could think of would be like a squirrel, like a little squirrel. But it's different enough from a squirrel that you would say it's not a squirrel, but it kind of looks like a squirrel.
So the closest approximation of a creature that I'm like familiar with that I can think of is a squirrel.
Is a squirrel, yes.
So it's got 4 legs and a tail at least, and hair.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Correct.
So it's not a closet or something like that.
It's not what?
A closet.
Closet?
Yeah.
you mean the chisms?
I don't even
You
know.
mean the flying cats?
Yeah, it's definitely not a closet.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't. Yeah.
Okay, so it's not the flying cat either.
That's a scary looking thing.
Oh, because so Nick says the best approximation we come up with is a squirrel. So that would mean, I imagine, that it has 4 limbs, and the flying cats have 6.
Well, yeah, I mean, you don't see wings on this little creature.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a religious symbol, is it?
Ooh.
No. I mean, you're not familiar with every.
I know, but can I roll?
It doesn't. You don't get that. You don't get that impression. You don't get that. That's a holy symbol.
Okay, so it's not a holy symbol. I don't have an animal. I have nature. I have insight.
Nature. What's wrong with nature?
I don't have nature.
Oh, does Mark? I guess not.
Okay.
Okay.
As you're kind of looking at this small creature, one of the things that's kind of giving you this, like, I'm not really sure what that is it's like, it looks like a small creature, but it's got like a horn, like almost like a unicorn would, and that's kind of throwing you off. Every other little creature of that kind of, you get the impression of the size, like, doesn't have that.
So it's a Nidoran?
What?
It's a Pokemon with a horn. Never mind.
I don't know if that's English. I can't understand the word that you just said, so I don't know.
Can you hear me now?
But you don't I can hear you. I didn't understand whatever word you said.
A Nidoran.
It's a
I still don't know what a is, so I can't help you. But you don't recognize it. You don't recognize this creature.
None of us
so you can
recognize
throw
it,
out whatever name you want, and you don't know if it's that thing.
Okay. So the oldest book, but I wasn't here at the oldest times. I was only here
No, you weren't. No.
So
your time came much later.
did I ever learn about the old masters? Like anybody that would have been a scribe?
I'm not sure what you're asking.
Like, would I have, like, during my time in the monastery, right? And like they would have told me to study, although I wasn't necessarily great at it. Like, do I remember the books being different? Like,
no.
So they were all written by this hand.
Yes, except the first one.
Except the first one. So this is all the same. Do I remember being told about scribes that were in our monastery?
Nope. You remember there being a library, but it's almost like no one ever really talks about how the books get in there.
Oh, weird.
Approximately how long do each of these books kind of cover, time span wise?
As you look through them, it differs depending upon how many notable events happen within a specific time frame. It's more about writing. The books themselves write more about events rather than time frames. So it seems like, if a time frame included more events, there would be less of a time frame covered in that book. But there are certain spans of time where not a whole lot happens.
Right.
So you find that some of those books cover more time.
Sure.
All right, I'm going to pivot now that we found out what we needed.
Yeah.
There was like that moment of chaos, and then Balastra is the one that came in and put everything to order, or might be the breaking point, who knows. And now it's running her way. Is there books on creatures? And then we can have this book with the stamp and like go and look to see if we can recognize, like go through like books of creatures and see where it is, like what it is.
I know there's not like a librarian, but is it worth it to ask someone?
There is nobody else but us.
I mean, you can
in the library.
Yeah, I mean, there are other people in the monastery. You certainly could, ask a student or ask a master.
I don't know if there is a librarian, but yeah, I'll look.
Let's see if you find a book of creatures. Excellent. Yes. So one of the books does have it's almost like an encyclopedia. And so, in the way it's kind of set up is kind of like, like here's a list of warm-blooded creatures. Here's a list of cold-blooded creatures. And what you find is that they're mostly descriptions. There's less gritty details about each creature. It's more just like, this one's fluffy. This one's scaly. This one tried to bite me. And
written in the same hand?
It is written in the same hand, yes. And you do find what appears to be the best approximation to this creature as you could find. And bear with me as I share.
So we have like a field scribe going out and doing all this dirty work for.
Let's see.
Zyla was never mentioned.
Can I just post that? All right, this is going to take a second. Apparently, I'm going to have to. This was a little off the cuff.
That's okay. Sorry.
I hope you enjoy the creature that was selected for this, because
I'm sure
we're all trying to figure out who
makes me a little bit happy.
wrote this that can span a 700 years.
I will say that while you've never seen this creature before, you have heard of it.
Oh.
I know.
Awesome.
you
What
know
is
it?
it? Are you gonna
I
tell us?
cannot think of the name.
Yeah, no, it's a really hard name. Okay, well that's interesting.
Does it start with an A?
It does.
Oh, it's the thing that the turtle.
Yes, that's the one.
Yes.
The name of his ship.
Oh fuck.
I always
Albatross?
want to say
No, that's not right.
that's what I always want to say, but that's a bird.
Yeah, that is. Yeah,
What was the name?
Chris.
albatross is the only thing I can think of.
Albatross. No, yeah. That is a bird. That's not this item. Let's see. Okay, now I have to bring that over.
I don't know where I put my books. My old book is somewhere.
I keep thinking of the Achilles too.
It's not a killer.
Yeah, I know it's not Achilles.
There. All right. Here we go. Image record. Okay. So you find this picture along with the name of this creature.
Yeah. Almirage.
That's right, the Almirage.
The picture like a really detailed hand-drawn sketch or something.
Yes. The hand-drawn sketches are actually very beautiful, like an artist's rendering.
So it totally is a Nidoran.
It's what?
I mean,
It totally
not
is.
far off.
It totally is what?
A Nidoran. It's one of the original 151 Pokemon.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I
He posted a picture of the
didn't have
Pokemon.
never played Pokemon. I don't know.
Fine.
Cool.
He posted a picture of it on the Pokemon thingy. But yes,
Yeah.
look at the face. It's adorable. Oh my goodness. So,
Yep.
So somebody's signature is an Almirage?
Yeah. Well, again, it's like a almost like a crest, like a little. It's just like what's the word I'm looking for? Like a silhouette. The stamp is just like a little silhouette, like something someone can quickly stamp on something to indicate ownership.
But still odd.
So, what have we learned here?
We've learned that Zyla
Strangely missing from the history, huh?
is missing. That somebody has a crest of an Almirage that can last up to 700 years of history that isn't directly tied into the monastery to where we know what the scribe is, who the scribe is. And that chaos happened before order.
How long ago was that?
Yeah, how long ago was that?
So again, the dates. So the
Right.
there aren't necessarily dates on these records, but there is kind of a way to figure out like a timeline. But best to your knowledge, this kind of gap coincides with right after Nick's left, and in their time, it seems to have occurred about 100 years ago.
Okay.
Oh God.
Nix,
Sorry, go ahead.
Had you ever had dinner? That meal?
Dinner that good?
No, that specific meal. Had you ever had it?
Yeah.
You remember having a version of that was maybe not quite as amazing, but yes, you do recall.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that was like the regular dinner. I mean, it wasn't that great, but yeah, that's the typical meal.
Okay.
Why?
Just, timelines and all that.
Well, I'm sure that like they said, perfecting. I mean, in their time, it's been 100 years. Mhm.
Since
Yeah.
you've been here, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And Nick, how much material play time has gone by since Nix was here last?
I would say that's a question only Nix can answer. Nix, how long has it been since you came to the material plane?
Well, then we figured out it was only like
Like if we're going by, like how long was it? How long had it been since Nix and Swazos had met each other before we had our like first session as the folk band?
I thought we figured that out. We said that it had been like almost a year, right? In game time? Like all together?
Yeah, certainly less than a year it's been in game time.
Game time, yeah.
Since our first, since we bought the Manticore. So would a year sound like a good thing to go with?
Well, yeah, because what did we say was the equal of like one day in the material plane was
It's not a direct correlation.
yeah.
It can be.
It can.
It's like some wibbly wobbly timey wimey.
Yeah.
Wibbly wobbly timey wimey.
I know I
love it.
wrote
That's
it
the
down.
scientific.
Yeah.
That's scientific phrasing.
I know that I wrote it down and we talked about it because we were trying to figure out if we could get
Is there a reason you want to know exactly how long it's been? Is there something?
I wasn't looking for anything in particular. I was.
Yeah, me neither.
No, just curious. So we can move on.
Okay.
I am glad it's been less than a year though, because I'm only going to live like 25 more years.
God. Derek Cocker only lived to like 30.
That is right. I'm 5 now.
They grow up so fast. Which means like I almost killed like a 3-4-year-old bird.
Just a baby, but fully grown by their standards.
Oh my gosh. All right. So yeesh. I just keep looking at this fluffy bunny face and I'm just like, oh.
I was just about to ask. I was getting ready to go to the dump and I come back and there's a unicorn rabbit on my screen.
That's right.
Mirage. Yes.
That was the name of your turtle boat.
Yes.
Back when you met the folk band. And now it makes its appearance again as the crest of whoever is penning these books.
Oh, sugar honey, I see. I had to do my laundry. I had to go check the laundry. But I'm all set. We have the history that I wanted to know. I gotta figure out when that I have to get Valstra. I had to figure out when Valstra really. We gotta get close to Valstra.
Should we try and just like make our way to our bunk for the night and say we take our long rest?
Yes.
I mean, assuming we make it all right without being confronted.
Yeah. I am going to make my way. I'm just gonna go.
Fingers crossed.
And where's the folk band? Yep.
That's your door.
Yep. I can't open it now.
I'm gonna take the long way just in case somebody wants to step.
And Bubble is gonna come back into the courtyard.
I need to get in. Thank you very much. And I'm gonna go to the bed. Okay, I gotta go check my well-being. Oops.
Okay.
So we make it without being confronted.
Yes, you make it back to your room without being
That's too bad.
accosted. Yeah, and you've got about, at this point, I'd say you've got about 15 minutes before it's like 10 o'clock and lights out. And you can see that, the students are starting to make their way, wherever it is the students go at night.
Pam has something she wants to try while we're settling down.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend a minute studying my spell book. I can swap out an abjuration spell by spending a charge from my book. So I'm gonna let's see, we'll just swap invisibility for dispel magic. And I'm just gonna try to cast dispel magic at 4th level on my new book I found here.
Oh, okay. Roll me a d6. Okay. All right. You cast your spell.
Great. Do I feel like anything happens?
I mean, you feel the magical energies expel from your body as you cast your spell.
All right.
Can you open the book?
It's still physically locked.
Oh. And we don't have anybody.
Yeah, Mam's gonna go to Zwazos, who is the only one here that she can think of that might know something about this, and kind of pull out the book a little shadily and say, you know any way to get this open? And kind of just point to the lock.
Zwazos, like a cartoon character, just slaps out a claw and just goes to stick it into the lock, and then make a sleight of hand roll and hope to roll really, really well to try and pick it.
You
assuming the DC is even something that I could even possibly roll.
That's what I'm wondering. Like, you know what? I'm all for possibilities. So go ahead and I'm going to give you a sleight of hand. Do it with disadvantage.
Okay, so disadvantage.
Oh wait, hold on just a second. Do I have that random? Let me check something real quick. No, that's not it. No, that's not it.
We still have a key.
We do still have that key.
We have a
Don't
key
you?
that
Don't you?
We have to roll a natural 20 for it to work. But
To get through a door or unlock something?
It can unlock anything.
So can I.
It's got a.
But you can?
I mean, wait, 1,200 pounds. Yeah.
You can get us into anything.
Why can I not find this thing? You can go ahead and do your thing.
Okay.
I rolled an 8.
You barely. I mean, you can feel with your little claw fingernail that you've shaped into a small little pointy thing that you can feel in there that there's like you can feel that it's possible, but you just can't get the right angle at it.
No, not with my talent.
Not with your talent.
That's all I've got.
Thanks. I appreciate the effort.
We don't have a rogue anymore.
Well, I'll just have to wait and see.
Do you know knock? Does anybody?
I don't know knock.
Oh, we don't have any prepared casters left among us either.
I do. I'm looking. I always forget my runes that I have from being a rune knight have passive abilities. And there's one that I was thinking of that I don't have it, but it gives you proficiency with all tools, I think, or like advantage with all tools checks.
Gotcha.
But the one I have does give me advantage on sleight of hand rolls. But I would need something to use as a pick to even make that roll.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't even have a set of
Right.
these tools to even try.
Yeah,
Nick
I
was
mean,
just being nice, letting me use my talent.
Yeah, if you'd had thieves' tools, you wouldn't have had disadvantage.
Right.
Right. That's really what it is.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna keep my eye out for something to work on. Is that I just realized is that the unidentified item in my inventory, Nick?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Cool.
Oh, wait a minute. We know prestidigitation.
Yeah.
So we can summon a trinket. It only lasts for 6 seconds, but we can summon a small object that can fit in our hand as one of the things that prestidigitation can do.
Okay. But thieves' tools.
Never mind.
I suppose if two of you had prestidigitation.
I know prestidigitation. Every spellcaster in the world knows prestidigitation.
Somebody else?
I imagine.
Well, I will say that Chris, your character, I believe, knows either prestidigitation or druidcraft. And I don't think you made that choice yet.
Mine?
Yeah. I forget what feature weird thing it is, but I think you get one of those.
That I did not.
Oh my god, I have a 5th level spell slot. It's just hitting me again.
I could be wrong. Maybe it was the other thing I was thinking of. Maybe it was the other build we were thinking of first.
So I know my warlock knew it.
Okay. Yeah,
So
I mean, if we figure that out,
I take it from the silence that Justin does.
I can swap out a cantrip on a long rest as a wizard thing.
If you wanted to, you'd have 6 seconds to then
make a check. Because I could do the one thing and he could do the other thing, or they could do the other thing and then click it.
Yep. I will say that both of you cast the spell, someone else would have to use the tools.
Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to see if I have anything that could.
So we're trying to get into a lock, correct? Is that what I'm...
You're trying to open the lock that is holding the leather bindings together, keeping the book closed.
Can I try to break the lock?
That's if
Mam's
wants
not
to allow
Mam's gonna say I just don't know about this one, big guy. I appreciate the offer.
Just put it down. I'll swing the hammer.
I just don't.
This is a more delicate operation, but thank you.
But hammers.
But the hammer.
I know, and why don't we all just get a good night's sleep? And I think tomorrow we'll have plenty use for hammers.
Fine. Offer's still on the table. Just let me know if you need it.
I very much appreciate it.
All right. And it's so about this time, you do, because I believe your door's open, you do start to see that the lights around the monastery are starting to be put out, like the torches are being put out, like and it's it looks like it is Master Shinda tonight that is kind of walking around putting the lights out.
I hear.
Ma'am's gonna close the door if the door is open.
Okay. Yep. There you go. All right. Is there anything anybody wants to do before sleepy time?
Does Nix have these stools?
Does what?
Do I have these tools? I don't think I do.
No, I didn't see any in the party sheet. I don't think anybody has thieves' tools.
Let me just check. Inventory.
I mean, you have a whistle that calls birds.
Me?
No, Swazzles does. You're muted, Michael. We didn't hear whatever that was.
Oh, I was saying we also have magic key.
Yes.
But I like the bird call.
It does not look like I have that. I thought I had a jewelry kit. I have painter supplies.
Ma'am's just gonna start ritual casting Identify on the book again. Just covering all the bases.
Okay. All right.
I do not have thieves' tools.
That's all right. We'll figure it out. It's not. I'm not too worried about it.
I do have a pole of collapsing that maybe if I aim it just right and then just go pop, we can just pop it lock off. With no force strength. Don't know if we really want to do that to something that could be magical.
Yeah, I think this one's good.
Okay. All right. I'm just gonna like notate in my journal what we learned in the library and like what I've just observed so far. And then kind of just prepare myself for tomorrow. Like, that we're gonna be going out with Jodan, who may or may not suspect anything.
All right.
Just preparing myself mentally for what we're about to face.
Okay. Anything? Anybody else? We'll skip ahead 10 minutes, and ma'am, you will finish your spell. And as you finish that, you notice some flowing script start to appear on the cover of the book. And it once the words appear, you make out. You comprehend languages is still uppers, right? I think.
Probably not. I mean, I think.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I think it lasts an hour, so I feel like it's probably over.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's right. Okay, why not? Gotcha. Okay. Yep. So the script, this beautiful flowing script appears on the cover of the book. And I'll say maybe Nyx happened to be looking over your shoulder and it's like, oh, look at that, it's Sylvan,
Hey.
and it says this book belongs to Arisi the Great.
Arisi the Great. History check?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd love to make a history check. Either as well or.
Well, wait, before you roll that, does one of you want to do with advantage? I think we already realized that was probably the best way to go, right?
I have, hang on, skills.
Or do you have, I should have asked that, do you have proficiency in history?
Right.
I don't have-
I don't think we should have actually been able to do what we did last time.
Yeah. Well,
I
whatever.
have a +1. I have a +1.
Yeah, you can both roll your own
Yeah.
history checks.
Okay.
The other one was more of remembering, I guess, and I would guess
Holy
everyone's kind of proficient remembering.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am. The shit. So the name kind of rings a bell. Only in your kind of histories of great mages and wizards, and you recognize the name as someone who studied with the Red Wizards of Thay. But it being someone that was a more peaceful wizard than some of the Red Wizards have been known for. So this was kind of a mild Red Wizard, if you will.
Okay.
You don't recall any specific lore about this person, just the name itself. And obviously the person was powerful enough for their name to be mentioned somewhere in some text.
Interesting.
Normally when I identify something, I would just unidentify it, but until you get it open, you can't know what's inside it.
That makes sense. Cool. That's all ma'am has to do.
So this wizard, who's known as like the greatest wizard, put when somebody could cast identify, put like this book belongs to da 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 da. So, that was so loud it popped your mic. I didn't hear anything you said.
I was thinking how funny it is that the first level spell is all it takes to get this secret message from this super powerful wizard.
Well,
Yeah.
you did cast it at level 4, right? That was a
Well, I've already cast a 4th level dispel magic on the book.
Yes.
So
it was the and the identify spell is what showed you the
Right.
name.
Right.
Gotcha. Yes. Okay.
I wonder who this book belongs to. Oh, it belongs to.
This book belongs to. You see a little Garfield sticker on it. This book guarded by.
Oh god.
One thing is, Swazos would definitely want Amos around.
Okay, so you're summoning Amos.
Yes, and I assume he wasn't killed during the time I was gone.
That's correct. He was not killed.
So poof. Bonus action, Amos. I want him to be there. I've been practicing my Scottish accent, so.
Excellent. And all right. Okay. Anything else anybody wants to do before drifting off into empty sleepy land?
Set rotations.
Yeah.
Oh, are you keeping what's that? Watch.
Watch.
Okay. Let's see. Is the order still I guess this is alphabetical order. I forget what the watch order normally is. Does anyone have?
I think it was Nick's first.
Oh my god, I'm just realizing that Nyx comes first in alphabetical order.
Oh
no, ma'am does. I'm sorry.
Well, Naruk does. If we're counting Naruk.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
But he's not in your list.
I have to run to the dump again with my old man.
Oh.
Okay.
So, unfortunately,
if we hit a fight here. Yeah, if we hit a fight, we'll wait for you.
I will be back as soon as I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, give him runs for me.
All right. So what's your watch order?
Me.
Nyx.
First. I don't know who took second the last time.
Zwazos will take last shift.
Zwazos wants last. Okay.
Then ma'am will take second.
Okay, second. We're gonna go Naruk third and Vark fourth. Okay. So Nyx, ma'am, Naruk, Vark, Zwazos. Excellent. Okay. All right. So you are going to take a little nappy nap. I will give everybody a long rest here. So sometime after midnight,
Okay.
let's see who is going to be awake at this time. Let's see. So we'll say if it's from 10 to 8.
Nick, real quick, should I prepare my spells now since we've officially taken a long rest, or should I wait if we're getting interrupted?
Go ahead and wait.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll leave it at that. Go ahead and wait.
Okay.
And we'll say, let's see. So it would be 10. It would be after midnight. So well, neither of them are here. So we'll say, ma'am, while you are on watch, and where is does anyone care where they're sleeping? Like you've got 1, 2, 3, I think 4, 5 beds. I think in this little area.
I was sleeping where I put myself.
And it's open.
Yeah, the closets as well.
Okay, all right. I don't know that it matters, but anyway.
I will say Bubble is sleeping out in the tree, and while Ma'am is on watch, Bubble is also on watch.
Okay. Then Bubble, before anybody else, sees a figure coming down the walkway from up north. It doesn't take very long for Bubble to recognize Master Kader making his way down. And one of the things that Bubble has noticed is that Master Shinda has been kind of making the rounds. Every half hour or so, he sees Master Shinda come out kind of near the courtyard and then make her way into one of the other doors. And in between one of the times when Master Shinda is there, Bubble sees Master Kader coming down the walkway. And Bubble will see Master Kader stop at your door and kind of, for a moment, listen.
Ma'am, like, stops writing in her spell book and just is very still. It's just like looking at the door, but is actually looking through Bubble's senses, watching.
Awesome. So Bubble will see Master Kader kind of look both ways and then grab the handle of the door and open it. And as the door opens, he sees you right there, eyes open, and you see he locks eyes with you.
Immediately back in her own senses.
Yeah. Steps into the room and closes the door behind him.
Oh shit.
Closes her spell book.
What can I do for you, Master?
Wake the others. We need to talk.
I think not ma'am. I think Nick senses a disturbance in the force, and it's just like.
I got a bad feeling about this.
I got a feeling something bad about to happen.
Mim is very slow and deliberate about everything she does. She puts her spell book back in her her side pocket or wherever she keeps it, and just kind of slowly stands up and not really turning her back to Master Kader, kind of goes over and just opens the door and says,
hey, folks, rise and shine. We got a visitor.
A visitor? What time is it?
It's late.
Oh, fuck you. It just comes out faster than this. What they can like control them. It's just like, pardon, I just got to sleep. And then like comes out with the rest of everybody. it's just gonna like plop themselves over here. Ooh.
All right. So once you've all kind of gathered up, he kind of looks you up and down. I spoke with Master Velastra.
Yeah.
And he looks at you, Nix.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Oh, don't do that.
She recognized you, even if you didn't recognize her. She was younger then.
Fucking knew it. She was a student, wasn't she?
She was.
Oh, I knew it.
So, I'm guessing you're not Zentara.
No, and I just flick out my necklace.
Oh, I am. Excellent. I'm happy to see that. Good.
Ma'am, like all the tension just immediately drops. She like sits down. Oh, okay.
So, like, obviously, no one else can know. It's been 100 years. Time wibble wobbles a lot between dimensions, as you can imagine.
It does.
And yeah. So Zyla's out there, and
Zyla's alive?
Zyla's alive.
Holy fuck!
There was a whole thing about two dragons, and that's a whole other story.
There's actually two dragons and a Dracolich.
Yeah.
I killed that one. Ma'am just kind of like spins her warhammer.
I helped.
I almost died. So, Nick's just kind of like totally honest.
No, almost about it. That was the first casting in Revivify we ever had.
It's true.
Oh, that's true. I did die. Oh shit. Yeah. Yeah, I lost one of my 9 lives during that fight. It's fine. I'm here. It like tries to swiftly move on. No, we are not Zentarum.
It sure seemed like you were.
Oh, we can act like it. We can act like a.
Apologize for that.
No, it was smart.
There's some people.
We've got a problem with them here.
Got it.
And we might have a problem with our little act.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
Well,
what? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Well, our little friend who's out in the tree there saw Jordan with one of the people that monitor people coming in and out of the Feywild. Soldier.
Was this a black cloaked soldier? Did you see his face?
We saw his face, right?
Didn't get a good look at his face.
Okay.
But pretty sure we saw him before.
Yeah.
And there's a good chance that he may have knowledge about the fact that we're not who we said we are.
Okay.
And Jordan sure looked angry and came straight to our door. Luckily, we weren't in there.
Yeah, we were gone.
Well, we're not sure about the other masters. Velastra and I are the only ones we know for sure are still Emerald Enclave. The other masters we don't know. Even the students themselves we don't know. We're not sure who's loyal to who. We've been trying to figure out exactly who needs to be weeded out, but we don't want to cause a scene. If we force their hand, they may just attack and kill off the good ones, and that's it. We've lost it forever.
Right.
I've suspected Jojan for a while, so it makes sense if he's meeting with them. I would expect him to try to recruit you, though, not necessarily be angry with you.
Oh, no, because we said we were, and he saw the letter, and he said that we need to keep undercover, and then we, whipped a lot of students. Sorry about that, by the way. And
don't apologize for
he then thought we were trying to get his position inside the monastery, which was like, that's not, as you can imagine, that's not really my thing. Like, if they want to spar with me, that's cool, but I'm not really the master type.
He seemed satisfied when we told him that we were just here to learn and that we were at his command. But my fear is that, we had to dispatch some people to even get to the Feywild, and if that got word to the gate master in the dark cloak there, and then he told that to Jodan.
Yeah.
I see. So
our
your cover
cover might
blown.
be blown.
Yeah.
That's the concern.
Okay. Well. Okay. Well, here's more problems. Master Jordan will be leading your expedition tomorrow.
Oh, well, shit.
So I'm not sure how that's going to go, but
Who else
I'll see what I can do to maybe send someone along. But if it's not me and if it's not Master Velastra, I'm not sure I trust anyone else to go with you that wouldn't end up being on his side anyway. So be ready for anything.
Got it.
So, not to, we might have gotten a tip about what's going on tomorrow, and, I was just doing some reading, and these, trees, y'all keep them around, but
Wow.
they seem pretty dangerous.
Trees themselves, not so much. They're a blight on the land, but we keep them pretty well pruned back. We let them live so the students have something to kill around here without, killing something good. And it's tough to maybe find evil creatures when you're looking for them, you know what I mean? So we keep these little trees around just for that reason, but rest assured, we make sure they don't spread.
All right.
And you won't have any trouble with them tomorrow. Your skills are well beyond what that tree is going to provide.
All right.
So just be aware of Jodan. I don't expect him to attack you outright. And honestly, from what I saw today, I think you can take him. But he's smart enough to know that too.
Right. I think the concern is more if he feels that his hand is being forced.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we don't know who the leader is. We've heard the name the General. We've heard the name the Faceless One, but we don't know who that might be. We suspect it's one of the masters who's leading in disguise, but we're not sure. But whoever this General Faceless One is, he's the connection to the Zentarum, we're pretty sure.
Well,
What a douche.
Right.
What a douche indeed.
Agreed. Hey, you sounded surprised when you heard about Master Zyla.
We thought he was dead.
He didn't even seem to be mentioned in any of your history books.
Correct. It was his request.
Gotcha.
I'm not sure. To this day, I don't know how he knew to keep his name out of the books, but it was smart, whatever it was.
Fair enough.
And it's handy when you write the books.
You?
Me? No. Do I look like I've got good penmanship? Give me a fucking break.
Master
Master Velastra, she writes the histories. She started when she just got here. It was the original master who wrote the first book.
I have my suspicions. And Almirage is a very good signature.
Yes. It's her family crest.
Family. I don't think I know a family crest like that. Nope, never mind. I was gonna be like, do it? No.
You wouldn't. Her family's not from around here. She's traveled a good ways. They are Feywild, but very south.
Very south, got it.
Yep.
Not related. Oh.
Well then,
Did I show what my mom got me for my birthday?
What is that? Is that a mimic?
It's a mimic.
That's gorgeous.
Awesome.
Does it actually open up? Oh my god.
Nice.
That's very good.
Sounded like a chomp.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's all cut. I had a backpack like that too. I don't have it right next to me, but it's
That's
a
so
mimic.
awesome.
So now I have a mimic chest and a mimic backpack.
happy birthday, Eliza.
No, my birthday's in May, but I meant like this
Okay.
is last year. I didn't remember whether I showed this, but yeah, in May.
That's awesome. I like that.
Yeah, that's great.
So I guess we'll just say because I was gonna chime in and I was gonna be like, so good night.
Oh, jeez.
What? Does the guy have anything else for us?
What?
Does the dude have anything else for us? I said good night to the guy. Like,
oh, you want to get rid of me that quickly?
Not really.
No, I love your company and you're very handsome.
All right, listen. From what we've been able to find out, these Zentarum agents are slippery. We've tried to follow the masters. We've tried to follow these soldiers that seem to come here, but they turn a quarter and disappear. We haven't been able to follow them. We feel like they're meeting somewhere here on the grounds, but we don't know where. We're not sure if it's just when certain masters are patrolling the grounds or if it's something else. But every time we try to follow someone acting shady, they just seem to disappear, and we can't figure out. We've searched for the hidden doors. We've searched, and we're just not having any luck. We've searched the library. We've searched the cafe. We've searched the kitchen.
How often does Jodan leave the campus?
Most nights. We've seen him leave quite a bit. Master Shinda doesn't appear to leave very often, but she's pretty slippery also. Master Indris, she seems to spend most nights in her room. It's hard to spy on someone when they're in their room, so we don't know if she's able to leave also or not.
I mean, Master Indris is pretty intense, but I don't know whether it's
very intense.
Nature. I don't know whether that's her nature or something else going on. But I don't know.
She does train often with Jodan, but I don't.
No, Shinda did mention about something about getting us into shape, but I'm not sure if that's just a master thing or not.
Possibly. Master Shind is pretty tough on the students, but they learn quickly under her.
Yes. Well,
So, the Zentarum aren't open here, that's correct?
No, that's correct.
And
we know they're there. I believe they know we know, but there's still kind of a underlying don't say anything.
do you know why they're here?
All we can assume is they're trying to train their agents in the ways of the Kenzai. We're not happy about it.
All right.
But until we can discover who is leading us, we're worried that if we make the first move, we may find that more than not are Zentarum, and we may be kicked out entirely.
All right. Well, why don't we plan to maybe have another meeting like this tomorrow night, assuming nothing happens.
That sounds good. Master Velastra has watch tomorrow night, so it should be easier.
All right.
If not me, then her. One of us will come see you tomorrow.
got it.
All right.
Sounds
Rest up
good.
and be prepared tomorrow.
Yes, master.
Thanks.
Ask your bird if there's anybody out there. If I don't have to open the door without knowing, that'd be great.
Ma'am's eyes just kind of go vacant for a second as she goes into bubble.
Okay.
Looks like the coast is clear.
Looks clear. Yep.
Yeah. Ma'am comes back. You should be good to go.
All right, good. Stay safe.
Thank you too. And I make sure that necklace is hidden. Oh my god. Like underneath all the rest of the bands, like tucked away, like strapped down so it's not going to come out. Just almost as much as like the sending necklace, like strapped down into the binding. Like, just like
Awesome.
that. It just kind of looks around. I had a good feeling about that guy.
Yeah, glad to know we got some allies for real.
I thought Jordan hated us because we was in Tarnum. It turns out he just wanted to make sure that he was in charge.
It does seem that way.
Are you still looking through Bubble? Well, Bubble would tell you if he saw.
Yeah, Bubble would let me know if.
Okay. Yeah. So Bubble sees something. Probably about 5 minutes after Master Kader leaves, Bubble sees Master Jodan come out into the courtyard.
Lock the door. Can we lock the door? Do the doors lock?
There's no locks.
Ma'am, prepare yourselves, y'all. Jodan's out. But he's going wrong the other side? He went into the library?
Nope. You saw him go straight down like he's going into the temple.
Oh, okay.
And you can probably see through the window a little bit.
Yep.
Bubble.
If we all look through Bubble's eyes.
Oh. The courtyard's open to the sky, right?
Yep.
So Bubbles just kind of fly up and over to probably trying to be stealthy about it as much as possible.
Okay.
Pretty sure I did see a student in there. So. I don't see through Bubble's eyes. Never mind. I'm just gonna click on Bubble and enjoy the ride.
All right, so Bubble will fly up and over.
Yeah, to get out to one of the trees outside.
Okay.
Or out front.
Oh right,
He
they
does see
meet in
him.
the. They meet in the.
Bubbles flying from tree to tree. Could I have him stealth?
Yes. Yeah, go ahead and
Let me get him out. Where did you go, Bubble? No.
Oh.
okay.
All right. Well, I don't know.
How bears are there? You could probably
Bubble is
pass
certainly not as stealthy as a Tressum. And I see him go into that chamber there.
Yep.
The stables where we got pulled the first time. Oh shit, we could have said that.
Yep.
So, do we have any idea what that chamber is?
Yep.
Those are the stables, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we
Where
got
the
we got
owlbears are
pulled.
kept?
It seems to be where they keep like food for the owl bears and things like that, like kind of like
Like a barn.
grounds maintaining equipment, things like that. It's like a giant shed, like a garden shed.
Your face is a giant shed.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, we got pulled in there when we first got here by Jodan.
Got it.
Is there any windows?
There are not any windows. There's like the double barn doors in front that open up to the outside. But other than that, there's no type of window or anything in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna have Bubble come back because I feel like that that gives us something to go on for potentially where they're meeting. But I think I'm more interested at this point in making sure we are watching our door.
Oops, sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead. Thank you.
And the rest of the night is pretty much uneventful. You finish your watch. Nobody approaches the door. You do see probably about 5 minutes after that, after Bubble gets back, you see Master Shinda, who seems to be doing another walk around the courtyard.
Around the courtyard that comes back, doesn't go out the door.
It doesn't. She kind of looks at the door, but she looks at every other door as well. Bubble doesn't feel like she spends any more time at your door than any other door.
No. I meant like the outside door, like where Jordan doesn't go out that way.
She walks around the courtyard. She starts from in the temple, and she just kind of walks around the courtyard and goes back in the temple. And she shuts the door behind her.
Like, so this temple, right? Like the temple that we just...
This one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
She was in there when he left?
You're not sure. She came out of that door. But you're not sure if she was in there when he went through or...
Interesting. Okay.
Yep. And then after that, ma'am, your watch would be over, and all the other watches go uneventfully until it's morning time.
Yay!
I don't think anybody used any spells or anything, but I'm going to long rest you all anyway. So yeah, you all get a great night's sleep. You feel amazing. And fairly early in the morning, not too terribly early, but you do hear kind of a knock on the door, as it were. A very polite knock.
Nyx is like already up and getting ready, like findings done. Like so, and Nyx is gonna just go to the door and open it.
And it is one of the students, and you actually recognize Hessian, the student that was very.
Hello.
Hi, good morning. It's
Good morning.
time. It is time to go.
Are you going with us?
Oh no, we are not going. But Master Jordan is ready, and the other masters are there to see you out. And yeah, they are ready for you to begin
Awesome.
your expedition.
Awesome. Let's just get strapped up and we'll be out there in just 1 minute. Thank you. And then I'm just gonna eek the door. It's gonna like say like crack open so everybody knows that we're just getting ready. And like I'm gonna make sure the sword and everything. Make sure everything's strapped up.
That they said you can hear this because the door's cracked open. They say they're coming, Master.
Master. Oh, he's saying it to them. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
And then I just peek out and I'm like, thank you, Hester. Like just go back and make sure that everything's hidden, everything's strapped up, and that like I'm ready to go. I'm just like, okay. Are we ready to be betrayed, everybody? Let's do this.
Let's absolutely do this.
All right. Once everybody's ready, Nyx will lead out the door.
Yeah. Glazos will follow with Amos on his shoulder.
I see. Oh, you're gonna go with a fiend on your shoulder?
You betcha.
All right. I'm gonna walk out.
He's a good boy.
I'm gonna walk out to the circle where everybody else is.
Why am I? My token's not moving for some.
The door.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
You got somehow trapped with Ma'am.
Ah.
Oh, I was wondering why Ma'am was moving around.
There we go. All right, you should be all set now.
Okay, cool.
All right. And you can see that the masters are kind of gathered, and Jordan is standing out in front. Welcome. Good morning.
Good morning.
It is the day of the expedition. You slept well, I hope?
Yes, Master Jerome, thank you. We did sleep well.
Like babies.
Excellent. I'm glad you got your rest last night. Today is your expedition. We tested your powers yesterday. You did well. And so now, as the top students of this group, we will take you on an expedition to show your prowess against those who would not be easily defeated.
Can't wait.
Yes.
Master
This
Kader.
is exciting.
So he turns and he faces the other masters. Master Kader, he bows. Master Valastra, he bows. Master Indres, he bows. Master Shinda. I will test these students, and they shall only return if they are worthy of the monastery. And all four of them bow to him. See that it is so. They all say
Amos also bows. Like so Glazos bows, and then Amos bows too, so he like kind of bows even more. But he's got the little claw feet, so he can kind of hold himself up.
It's just
like that Michael Jackson lean trick.
Yeah, the lean, awesome.
Nice.
Nyx side eyes, ma'am.
Ma'am is side eyeing Nyx right back.
And then kind of like side eyes Bart behind, just to make sure, and like sees what, like, can feel what Zwantos is doing behind them. So just kind of like, does the proper like student bow and back up, like,
Ma'am bows most of the way.
And so after he bows and they bow, he turns. Very well, let us go. And like,
also,
for the most part, he's not making eye contact with any of you. He's just kind of, he seems more professional than you've seen him since you've been here. Very, very, collected. But even when he like looks towards you, he's still not making eye contact with you at all. We shall go. Follow me then.
okay, follow me.
Ma'am just gives a little whistle, and Bubble is gonna fly down and perch on her head and go along that way.
So we're just gonna follow Shodan.
Yep. So, and you follow him out of the monastery, and he tells you, we'll follow the path from here. Stay close.
I mean, what's his face said we could take him anyway. So.
Yeah, unless he's leading us into a Zentarum trap.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So you head out into the wilds of the Feywild. And he takes you. It's actually a pretty well-worn like path. You wouldn't call it a road. It's certainly not big enough, and it's not like in any type of maintain. But it looks like it's something that maybe used to be a deer trail that has been trodden by larger creatures long enough where it's a pretty established trail through the woods. And even as he's bringing you, like he's not addressing you. He's not talking to you. He's simply in the front, head forward, walking. At a good pace. He's not fast, not slow. Just taking you at a good pace towards wherever it is that you're headed. You continue in this fashion probably for 3 or 4 hours. There are a couple of places where you turn, where the trail kind of seems to, it may fork in one direction, it may fork in a couple directions, but he takes you one way, then another way, then another way.
At one point, Ma'am breaks the silence by just whistling a little bit, just whistling a tune as they're walking.
Very good. No reaction whatsoever from Jodan. He doesn't even, you don't see a flinch, you don't see anything. One thing that you notice that's been different from your time in the Feywild is there's no sounds. There's no sounds of creatures. Like you remember from the first day and the first morning walking through that there was almost a constant sound of animals around you. But you are not hearing that now. And it's definitely in contrast to what you experienced the first time. And this continues for the entire time you're walking through the forested area.
So
go ahead.
Sorry, can I keep track of like what direction like he's taking us at each fork? So like if we go like left and then right and then whatever fork.
Yes.
Oh great. Oh. Here we go.
That was close.
That was so close. All right.
Yep. So you're, every time you take a turn or whatever, you make a little mark in your journal of where you're going. This continues for 3 or 4 hours. At what point he just suddenly stops, and he turns around to face you. We will stop to eat here. Did anybody bring rations for today?
I think I have them. Let me just double check my inventory 1 second. I'm 99% sure we made sure we had rations because we didn't want to kill.
That's right. You did, yes. Yes.
I have like 10 rations. I have like 10 rations, so I just like plop my bag down, open it up, and it's like a mound full. Yeah.
Tons of food.
So I take one and I hand it out to each person. Do you need one?
No, I do not. Nope.
I take it. I take mine. Then I zip up the bag and I put it back.
And he just like sits down right on the trail and just like closes his eyes and seems to just like meditate, I guess. He's just sitting there. And so you all have yep, you all have you have a short amount of time where you can eat your rations.
I eat my ration and I look to Ma'am and I just point to Bubble. And like do like this motion since his eyes are closed, just like without words, just
yeah, I'll have Bubble do a perimeter check.
Has anybody had any? So nobody had any kind of reaction to Amos being there?
You saw a couple of students kind of look, but for the most part,
there is a tiefling master.
Oh, there is a tiefling master. I completely forgot.
I kind of forgot too.
It's so normal now. We're just like, oh, it's a tiefling, and now I'm like, it's a fiend.
Tieflings are still humanoids, but no, because I'm just realizing now. I'm kicking myself a little bit because I'm wishing that I had Amos come out invisible, and then he could have been following us the whole time invisible. But oh well, he's there. Tossing hardtack at him to nibble on, and he's being adorable.
Okay, and Bubble does a kind of a perimeter around. The canopy covers a little hard to see through, so he does kind of fly into the forest. Doesn't see anything. Depending upon how far you want Bubble to range. Not very far.
Is there a direction that it seems like we've been heading?
I would.
I mean, I've been keeping note. Is there?
You have. I mean, you've been keeping note of left, right, straight, left, right, straight. Not necessarily like cardinal headings.
Oh.
So let's see if Ma'am has a general heading of which way they're going. Yep. So you feel like you're heading kind of eastish. There isn't the same sun. There's not like a sun to get your directions off of, east and west. But you kind of get the feeling that you're heading left of the monastery, so eastish of the monastery.
I might have Bubble scout out a little bit ahead that way, but still, I don't want him to go too far.
Okay. I would say that heading that. Do you want him to like stay ahead of you, or do you want him to like go and come back?
I want him to go and come back because I don't want to raise any suspicion that he's all of a sudden gone.
That's fine. So he heads out, or as he's making his perimeter, he decides that, or you tell him to look a little bit farther that way. While he's off that way, Jodan does open his eyes again. Everyone has enjoyed their meal.
Next, just like mid bite. Like hasn't really finished the ration. It's just like just
like, looks up to Amos to see what Amos also gets the double thumbs up.
Nick's just like only partially done. So Nick looks like Jodan, and then everybody else is just like trying to eat really quickly.
He stands up. He kind of looks everyone over. All right, we shall continue on. It is only another few hours from here. We will be arriving fairly soon. And he heads off, heading in that direction. So Bubble does kind of see that this trail heads off for quite a ways before making any other kind of turns. It does You do see that probably about a mile from where you are, Bubble sees that there is another fork, one that goes off to the right, and the path continues on, towards east. So the about a mile from you, the path branches off towards the north. So you travel for a little ways, and before you get to that fork that Bubble saw, Jodan actually steps off the trail to the left and says, "Stay close now. This trail is much harder to see." And you can see that this looks more like a deer trail. This looks more like some, not a well-worn path towards anywhere, but just a kind of a smaller. And, Bubble still hasn't returned yet, but obviously you can still keep in contact, and it knows to kind of adjust his path to get back to you.
Nyx just kind of looks. It's not like on the path.
It is on a path. It is good not to have blazed trails to these areas. They can be very dangerous.
Okay. Nyx just kind of nods, and without trying to be suspicious, just kind of follows after Jodan, but as soon as Jodan turns to face front again, he's just gonna look back at Ma'am and everybody else what are we gonna do?
All right. So
I'm gonna grab some chicken. Sorry, I'm gonna grab some more chicken, but I am listening.
Okay. All right. So you travel on this little off the beaten path, probably for another hour or two. So you've been traveling probably for a solid 6 hours at this point, and it's maybe 2 or 3 in the afternoon when he kind of comes to a stop again, and he kind of cocks his head back towards you. "Come up here, please." And you can see maybe about 20 yards ahead of him, the forest seems to kind of clear out a little bit. And assuming you all move up towards where he is.
Yeah, ma'am approaches.
I'm all over it.
All right. So as you get to where he is, he turns around to face all of you. And he still has kind of that no expression look on his face. "We are now here. This is where you will have your test. Up ahead in the clearing is a tree. It is called a Gulthias Tree. It is a blight on the world. It spawns what we call blights. Some are twig blights, some are vine blights, some are even worse than that. We have set up special perimeter around this area so the blights themselves cannot get out. So the blights cannot get out. You must stay in the clearing." And he kind of points up ahead. He says, "There's water all around the tree. Stay within the circle of water. If you have to exit the circle, you fail the test. You will stay in the circle until you have defeated all the little blights that come after you. Do not kill the Gulthias tree. It is not your objective. If you kill the tree, you fail. Just kill the small blights that come after you. When they are all dead, assuming you are able to defeat them, you will have passed this test. At that point, you will be allowed to leave the circle of water and return, and we will go back to the monastery together. Have I been clear?"
Crystal.
Good. When you
what happens if we fail?
If you fail, you
without die. No, I mean if we left the circle.
Oh, if you leave the circle, or if you kill the tree, you will be cast out from the monastery. Your time here will have ended.
Fair enough.
You may use any weapons you bring with you. You may use any magics you bring with you.
Yay!
Shing. Or I guess not, because there's no blade. So just
pull the handle out. You pull out your lightsaber. Are you ready?
Love it.
Absolutely.
Do we have a map? Because I
Yep,
don't have
just a second here.
Oh, I'm so excited. Let's go.
Let's see. Almost. Okay. All right. So is that everybody? Do I have everybody? Oh, I don't have Bubble. Where's Bubble? Right. So it's everyone. Now Rook just still isn't up to it. He's not feeling so good. He stayed back at the room. Maybe. Most likely. Okay. All right. And with that. Okay. All right. Here we are. So to the grove here, and so what you see here is a section of the forest here. It's fairly well lit. It's approaching evening, but it's not yet getting dark. And you can see at the very center of this area. So the clearing kind of shows an area where the trees have been cleared away. All around the edges of the tree, there is a circle that is it's water, but it's only a few inches deep. But you can see that there are a few things kind of milling around on the island. And obviously the giant tree itself, which you recognize. And this thing is a twisted mass of it. If you didn't know it, you would think this was a dead tree. Like, it just looks dead. It's twisted, gnarled branches, kind of going in every which way direction. And Master Jodan, tells you, once you cross the water, your test will begin. Once you cross the water, you cannot come back until I say you have completed your test. And if you kill the tree or you exit the water, all of you will immediately fail. You enter as a group, you pass or fail as a group. Any questions?
Yes. What about my friend here?
What about him?
Can he leave the circle?
Do you wish to fail?
Asked and answered.
You enter as a group, you pass or fail as a group.
Understood.
Hey, Bubble, why don't you sit this one out?
And Bubble's gonna go hop in a tree.
Assuming that's all right.
As long as he does not help you.
Nyx is going to do a quick scan just for how far they can see, whether it's just light around this area or whether there's people hidden like we had before in the trees.
Okay. Let's do a
Should I be doing all my like passive effects pre-fighting?
Yeah, the passive effects you can just leave on yourself all the time. Yep.
And Feral Instinct, right?
The brutal critical you would only add when you crit. Otherwise, you're going to do a 2d6 melee on every attack. So that one comes off. So your danger sense and your feral instinct stay up. Sorry. I think you are good. Split up.
Oh, wife's yelling at me. Got 1 second.
Okay. I know some of you are spellcasters.
Mhm.
You are welcome to prepare whatever it is you need to prepare before you enter, if you wish. But once you enter, be prepared. The creatures will know when you enter.
I think I'll activate my blade song, or I'll activate it like right as we're about to walk in because it only lasts a minute.
Okay. Sugar honey, see. I don't see anything with a 13, right?
Yeah, you look around and like you again notice that there doesn't seem to be any sounds of animals in the area. With that kind of silence, like you listen hard and all you can hear, you hear the sounds of like, skittering and stuff from on this, I'm going to call it an island. It's not really an island, but surrounded by water. I'm going to call it an island. You can hear the sounds of like skittering and scratching on the island itself, but nothing around. And you don't see anything that may be hidden around the area.
Nyx does not like how quiet it is, but we'll pretend like everything's fine, double check their equipment, and just look at everybody else. Is everybody else ready?
Ma'am activates one of her runes. Yeah.
I will say that Dwantos is going to want to keep near Nyx until things pop off.
Okay.
So
then keep your token near their token.
Okay.
All right. It is nearing 2:30.
It is. How is everyone's time? Do we want to kick this off? Maybe get around in? Do we want to stop here? Do people have more time?
I can stretch for a bit.
Yeah.
I would like to at least like get initiative and get maybe around for everybody.
Try to get around in and see where we are.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
I like that.
Okay. All right.
And I know Chris wants to start.
I assume so if he's back. Hey, back?
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, he's been talking to everybody.
Well, he said his wife was calling him.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that. Okay.
I see this stretch of rubble. Is that like a stretch past the water, so we're not like stepping in the water directly?
It kind of. You still will get wet walking through this water. Like there is a layer of water all the way around. You get the idea that there's something about that water that's keeping the nasty on this little island. But it does seem like that's kind of like a walkway underneath the water.
Got it. We should just have everybody cross.
Yeah, I think we all just cross at the same time. Right as we cross is when Bam's gonna do Blade Song.
Okay. So I will let you all place where you want so that when you get onto the island, you're all like positioned where you want to be.
Okay.
Does this need to be within our speed? Like getting to...
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, within
Okay.
within your regular speed.
Okay, cool.
And then I actually want to be more over here then. It's still the same 50, but because I moved over one space, it's saying 55. But
Yeah, same for me.
Hopefully we get a Vark back here soon. Maybe. I'm gonna use this opportunity to run to the bathroom real quickly while we wait for Vark to return and kick off initiative here. Be right back.
So I guess I should ask you. Oh, Eliza's gone.
There she is.
No, she's still muted though. There.
sorry, I'm here. I bit into a chunk of fat, and I did not want to have people see me spitting that out.
Well done. So Zwazos is planning on, as soon as things kick off, twinning a casting of greater invisibility on both of us. If that sounds interesting to you.
Yes.
Cool.
Does greater invisibility disappear once you attack?
No. It just lasts for a minute. So we'll give you advantage on all of your attacks for a minute, and disadvantage on any attacks against you.
Got it.
I think that's a great plan.
Sorry about that.
You're good.
Some jackass almost hit my wife in the parking lot. So.
Well,
Oh, Jesus.
You shouldn't do that.
Yeah. Like, why doesn't that shit happen when I'm there?
Oh.
I mean, because state knows better than to cause that kind of trouble.
Yeah. It would have been fun. You guys think I'm aggressive in D&D? You should see me in real life.
I have.
So
I was
Not a
gonna
fan.
say.
I like this better.
You should see me in real life without missing a beat. I have.
I'm not an 8'4", 1,250-pound bear, but I'm close.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, I heard of Chris. We're ready to rock then, huh?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. All right. So we got everybody where they want to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I did something wrong for Zwazos. I must have hit the X by accident. You want to be right behind?
Yeah, I'm right behind, and I'm like I'm 5 feet in the air, so I'm like within touch distance, but still off the ground.
Okay.
I do think it's funny that our smallest character is the one in the front. Instead of Mam and Vark being in the front.
Well, it's just because Nix is faster.
Nix is faster, and they also are the reason why we're all in this mess. So
that's right. And so as you get across there, you start to see all these little creatures start to move and all start to just dash towards you.
Great.
Yay!
And we are going to roll for initiative.
Yeah!
Woo-woo!
That was a bad roll.
Wow. Holy cow, you guys.
Kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
This is fantastic. Some of these creatures are actually going to get a turn. Fantastic.
Wow, we all stuck.
I rolled.
Yeah, that's terrible.
I'm not joking. It was like on an 18, and then it flipped over to like 8 or something. And
both Zvazos and Amos rolled 4s.
Oh man,
I
was like, oh, at least 2 of you rolled nice. Oh wait, one of those was Naruk. Nyx
How
has a
about
14, and your next highest is Zwazos is 8.
You know what? At least we'll
Fantastic.
get to see what these monsters can do.
Yeah.
Assess
All
the
right,
situation.
so here we go. So you see this first thing run at you. Let's see. All right, and I think run may not have been the right word. You see this thing wiggle towards you, and
Oh God,
then it wiggles a little bit closer.
So no, nobody's getting a turn.
Probably not. That's not great. Okay. Well, all right. So let's see. All right. There's your movement. There's your dash. And
Line up for me, baby. Line up for me.
Oh man. Oh, this one's a little faster. Here we go. Here we go. Oops. That one went a little too far. I was a little too fast for that guy. Do, 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 do. Next, you're up.
Hey,
Oh dear. Okay. So Nyx knows the plan for what Zwazos wants to do. So Nyx is going to actually take out their crossbow and shoot at this closest one so that they don't screw up with Zwazos.
I can move over to you. Like, that's not a problem if you want to do your melee.
Okay, so you'll move closer. Okay, I just didn't know whether
I can move.
Okay, so I'll move.
You only have to move over one square.
Yeah. And then I'm still attacking this guy though. So never mind. Sword it is. Sword it shall be. That rolled from a 19 to that. It's still a hit, thank you. Oh, okay. Roll. That is poison. So roll. Does take that damage. Okay.
Yeah.
Second attack.
Yeah.
I'm just realizing, Arg monster too.
Yeah.
Arg.
Nice, Max. See, another roll to see whether no poison with that one. I am going to Flurry of Blitz. And Cat Claws. Ooh. Still hit.
Go ahead. Ah!
Oh shoot.
That didn't take much.
It didn't take much. I still have an attack. So I did 5 feet. How fast can you fly? Razos?
Very fast.
50.
Okay.
50.
50 or 15?
5-0.
Okay. Hang on, let me just measure this out. I don't want to go too far. That's 25. This person is 20. But that person is also a lot closer to others. So I am actually going to just go here. Okay. That guy's dead. So boop. We might have to hit it with fire. Right.
How about lightning?
Probably not.
Lightning can cause fire.
But we're not supposed to kill the tree. So I think we should avoid causing Well, yeah, I guess you're right. Go for it.
I was going to one way or another.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So you see it like it just locks up.
Okay. So I went 25 feet or 30 feet?
30 total.
30 total. So I have 20 feet left. So after the damage that I caused, I don't want to be close, so I'm gonna go. Actually, I'm gonna go back. Can I go 20? Hang on. Again. Hey.
All right.
So I go up and da da da, and one falls, and then I go running over to the closest one and just and it just seizes, and I go cool, and I just go back to Swantos, and I'm like, all right, tag me, and that's where I end my turn.
Okay. All right. Let's see. This guy is up next, and yep, he's got the thing. And you see him. You see him like raise his arm and then like flick his arm at you. Nix.
Oh no. Oh no, that sounds bad. That sounds bad stuff.
Which one is doing that?
This guy.
Oh shit!
Wow. I didn't think that was gonna happen.
It was like right on the edge of it flipped to 19.
Yeah. So you see, like when he does that, you see these like they're almost like pine needles, but made of wood. They come out of his arm and they come flying at you and stick in you.
Wait, I thought I had a vision. I thought I had a vision.
Yeah, like splinters. He's like shooting splinters at you.
Evasion's only good for dexterity saves.
Yep, correct.
Oh.
Here.
Would that qualify for monk catching missiles?
Oh shit! Deflect missiles, right? Oh my god, it's been so fucking long. Okay, you can use your reaction to deflect or catch missiles when you are hit by a ranged weapon attack. When you do so, the damage you take for the attack is reduced by 1d10. Your attack plus your level. If you reduce the damage to 0, you can catch the missile if it is small enough for you to hold in one hand, and you have at least one hand free. If you catch a missile in this way, you can spend 1 key point to make a ranged attack with a weapon or piece of ammunition you just caught as part of the same reaction.
So just her monk level is enough to
do
that damage.
That. Yep. So yeah. So So you see these splinters come flying at you, and you're just like, in the process of swatting 3 of them, you grab one of them and just have it right in your hand.
Yeah, I'm going to deflect missiles then. I have to spend a key point. So I'm just going to... I don't have that listed, so I'm just going to do that. And it's not a stunning strike. It's just deflect missiles. Yep. And then just throw it back at
throw it
the
back?
guy.
All right. Make a ranged attack.
Okay, hang on. I gotta...
You can just... Yeah.
With the darts, maybe?
It's that guy, right?
It is... No, it is this guy.
Oh, okay. So, boop. Get off him. Get on him. Okay. And then a ranged attack. Let's see what I have for ranged attacks.
You can use the dart. Yep, dart is perfect. Yep.
Dart thrown.
The thrown dart. Yep.
No. And there. No, it's still one.
Okay.
Whatever.
You did some damage.
So right. I'm just like, I just see it coming in. I'm like, just like catch and throw, and see it like stab it in the head. And I mean, it's its own flesh, so it doesn't really do much. But I'm just like, aha!
It's heavy wounded, so like I'll take it.
Yeah. All right. So now it's this guy's turn. He's going to move 10, 15, 20. That's it for him. Let's see. What about you? Oh, you're one of these guys. 10, 15. And Vark, you see this guy flick his arm at you.
Good luck.
Yeah, I know. Nope. All right. 10, 15, 20. Nix, you see this guy flick his arm at you. Nope.
Because I already used my reaction, so I can't do it anymore.
Zwazos!
Okay, Nick, I can't remember if we've spoken about this in the past, but if I were to use my action to instruct Amos to release a spell from the ring,
Yep.
could I still use a bonus action to quicken a spell?
Yep.
Okay.
Right. I don't know why not.
I will. First, I will cash in. I'm talking about 4 sorcery points in order to twin a casting of greater invisibility on myself and Nyx.
Okay.
And then I will use my action to instruct Amos to use his action to release Bless, which, and I have no reason to waste it, because he's only got a first and a third. So that means I could have a target 3 of us and leave somebody out, or target all of us and again waste an extra one. So I'm going to do that. So I believe, yeah, so I'm targeted on everybody, including Amos. And then, boom.
Yep.
Okay, I didn't see anything come up in the chat. Did that take?
Nope.
Okay. There we go.
There we go.
Okay, cool. So that's that. And then Zwazos is going to invisibly just kind of come up this way and up. That's right. I need to be in a square. And then just be like up. Like, let's do 40 feet.
Okay.
And that is my turn.
All right. So, on Amos's turn.
Amos is just going to just go up straight 40 feet. His entire movement speed. Wait.
Okay.
Oh, wait, he was 10 feet.
Okay. He's up.
Dunzo.
All right. Ma'am.
All right. Just need to figure out exactly who I want to hit with this. I think. Zwazos is 40 feet in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be what to do here. I am going to run up here. As Ma'am starts to charge forward, she's spinning around her hammer, and she is going to chuck it at this guy.
All right.
He's not worthy.
And where is my? There we go. Throwing Tempest. So we'll roll some damage for that. and then a thunderous boom will erupt. So that'll hit. I think it's a 30-foot radius. Every creature within 30 feet. Does that also include me?
No, not you. It does not include yourself as the wielder.
Okay. Does that look like everybody within 30 feet of that creature? I think that hits everyone.
What about this dude? Oh, I see. I was picturing the wrong
shit.
person.
Am I hitting Vark?
Are you? Yes, Vark is within 30 feet.
Yeah, Vark's proficient with Constitution saves.
And he's got bless. He'll be fine. I mean, I already said I've already done it.
Yeah.
I was not.
I get a +5 to my Constitution save, so
he's probably fine.
Chris, what's your Constitution modifier?
His modifier is +5. If we're talking about like number in it, then he has to have like 20.
yeah, I have a Constitution at 20.
Yeah, so your Constitution save, you're a barbarian.
Oh, it's +9. Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
+5.
So, +9 plus a D4.
I'll be okay.
Oh, did I never code your?
No, I was just looking for it. There it is. So I should do cast. That'll do the save.
Yeah, I think.
Or
yes,
okay.
I think either cast or save. Either one of those should trigger it. Let's
Mark
see.
with a 28.
Failure. Monster is a success. Vark barely succeeds.
Like, what the hell was that?
Mim just looks back. I told you. I bring the thunder.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
You see the shockwave ripple out,
lightning.
right? And when the shockwave gets to Vark, it just like you see the shockwave hit him and then like head the other way. It just like bounces off him.
His fur ripples a little bit.
A little bit. Just a little bit.
As Mam's looking back and saying that to Vark, she just holds out her hand and the hammer comes back to it.
That's awesome.
Now, do I need to hit effect?
Yes, hit the stun. Yep. And that'll stun everyone else.
You undid anyone that succeeded?
It does it automatically. Yep.
Oh, great. Perfect.
All right.
So that was 10 feet of movement. I've got that'll be another 10 there. I'm gonna clear my targets. Another 10 feet of movement. And I'm going to do a booming blade attack on this guy. Oh, why? Oh, right, because he's stunned.
Done.
Beautiful.
That's gonna do it, I think. Maybe.
I think the 6 would have done it anyway.
Yeah. If you roll damage, he's dead. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Instant death.
Instant death. Yep. Yeah, so you just yeah.
Maximum hit point.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, you bring the hammer down on this thing, and it just shatters. You know, like you're hitting a tiny twig with a sledgehammer. Exactly what you would expect.
Incredible. I'm not gonna action surge. I'm gonna, I think, end my turn there.
Okay. And that will bring up Mr. Vark, who I'm sure is eagerly anticipating the destruction he's about to cause.
Okay. So I'm gonna run up here, I think.
Uh,
I got 5, 10, 15. Okay, and I'm going to go into mindless rage. I'm going to. I choose frenzy now, right?
yes.
Okay. There's an effect button for that. Sorry, still getting used to this song, bitch.
Oh, no, there's not an effect for frenzy.
Okay. What's the one I'm looking for? The minus to my attack, but bonus to my damage.
Oh,
Weapon
that's
Master.
your yeah. That's your feat, Great Weapon Master.
And we're gonna swing Horde Breaker down on this dude's head.
Horde Breaker.
Right.
Oh my god, that is awesome. That was worth sitting here just to hear that.
Oh, that's right. You weren't here last time. Yeah.
Yeah. So
That will hit.
okay, and I'm gonna use the charge because it's when I hit. Do I roll
Yep.
damage and then roll the lightning?
Yes, you do.
So there's my damage. Oh. well,
Oh,
well,
You still do this. You still do the thing.
yeah.
Oh,
How do
have to. I didn't code that, did I?
Did he,
to be able to do the lightning? No.
Yeah. No.
did
So
he
it's
get the
15?
-5 on that attack? He must have, because it said the effect was on. So he's normally got a +15. Holy shit.
Must be, yeah. Right. Did that have? Oh, I don't see that it did the -5.
I mean, it still would have paid either way. So I was just curious.
Maybe I didn't code. I must not have coded that. Oh, because it didn't come on. Well, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I'll keep an eye on that. Okay, so I need the.
I forgot about the plot. I was like, how did I do 25 damage on a roll of 6? And then realized I do a shit ton of damage.
Yes.
I'm
you
gonna
do.
dig this.
Okay, so this is. Okay, there we go. All right. No. Okay. All right. So Horde Breaker, you need that, which is. There. Okay. All right. So 15 feet wide and 30 feet long.
So I should get 2 more guys if I did it right. I should get that guy and that guy.
All right. 5, 10, 15. So from here to here. Why does that keep saying 40 feet? It's not 40 feet. That's weird. I don't know why it keeps doing that. That's weird. Okay. Yeah. So 15 feet and 1, 2, 30, right? Yep. Yeah, those 2 guys. Yep.
Does it automatically hit them?
I imagine it's a dexterity save.
I think so.
I don't have a save thing on my horde.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't do that either. Where is the equipment?
I'm okay if you don't want to have it, but
Cast.
Alright.
That would be. Oh, what is it? Does it say dexterity saving throw? It doesn't say what the. Okay, so it would be. What would it be? Plus 3, 15. All right, I think that's it. Does that say a DC 15? No. That doesn't seem to do anything. Right, base. Maybe? Why is that not? Okay. It seems like that's right, but it's not doing it. Okay, there we go.
So hit
There
the
we
save button. Or...
All right. Now you can hit the save button. Oh, I think you did it for the dead guy too. Yeah. Yeah, the dead guy auto failed that.
And then
All right. What about the other guy? Oh, he auto failed also. One of them I think is stunned. Yeah.
That's right, he's stunned from a stunning strike. Oh my god.
so they all failed, right?
Yeah, they all fail. Hit that damage. All right.
And wait, they're all dead now.
One's insta dead, one's dying, and 2 are insta dead, and 1 is dying.
Okay.
So yeah,
you still have 2 attacks left.
And I have movement, so I'm gonna now move over to this guy.
So what did we just see happen?
Yeah, so you see Bark bring this hammer down, and when he does, starting from the ground, you just see like lightning rippling through the ground, and everyone that it hits, you see the lightning come up through their feet and shock them, and then it goes 15 feet wide and 30 feet long, this ripple of electricity.
Holy, is that to do with the weapon? Is that
Yeah, that's Horde Breaker. Let's go.
Weapon. It's got charges, yep.
Incredible.
And as I walk over to the next guy, look at me and say, "You bring the thunder, I'll bring the lightning."
I love it.
As I charge up another swing on homeboy right here.
Smack him good.
What's going on? Actions. Okay, so I'm targeted on just this guy, right?
You're also targeting the dead. Oh, now you're good.
Okay. So swing Horde Breaker on this guy.
Oh, hit.
Oh, there's the -5.
This is awesome.
And then that didn't even do the +10 damage.
Oh, you're right. He would have been really, really instant dead if I did.
Yeah.
Super duper instant dead, 10 more damage.
That's
How many
awesome.
hit points? Jesus. If 16 damage is instant killing them, then they can't have more than like 12 hit points or something like that.
You don't know, because
10.
hit points aren't really something that your characters understand.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, me either. Okay. Is that it, Bart? So you have a third attack? Pretty sure you have a bonus action, frenzy attack.
Yeah, but I'm not close
Or that he
enough to be able
raged.
to hit anybody.
Oh, you don't have any movement left. Gotcha. Okay.
And
I could do intimidating presence. No, I'm done.
Yeah.
That was enough. Killing 4 people in 1 turn.
All right, let's see. Oh, this guy's really far away. 10.
I'm pretty sure we said something about not showing our entire hand while this guy is watching us, but now we're just like, boom! We killed 4 things at once. So like,
And we got hammers that shoot out thunder and lightning. Like, let's go.
Let's see what we've done this way.
Just to be clear, Ma'am hasn't cast a single spell yet.
yeah.
Or I suppose a cantrip.
But you threw the. But you threw. You threw the weapon.
Oh no! A needle.
I'm gonna use my rune. I'm gonna use my rune.
Awesome.
Right, as long as that is I think it's just hits a creature within 30 feet of me. Cloud rune. Hit by an creature you can see within 30 feet. Reaction to invoke the rune. Different creature. So I'm gonna have it hit.
You doing this to save me?
Yeah.
Say, because I'm resistant to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing right now because I'm mindless rage.
That's all right. I just want to hit someone else with it. I'll hit this guy to the north of me.
Okay.
So even though Barkwood had just like took it all, we're all like, no, send the damage to that one.
All right, but it would have been that would have been plus 12. Oh, he's dying anyway. I don't even need to add plus 12.
Oh,
Jesus. Where's my thing for that?
Awesome.
So we see Mark just go, and then and like heads are cleaved, and then one guy throws needles, and they go. Just take out the guy
See
above
the guy. That's awesome.
Didn't even see it coming. Holy shit. That was an amazing first round.
That was pretty awesome. All right, so we finished the first round. It is officially 3:00. I think that sounds like a perfect place to call it.
Yeah, it does.
I think that's great.
All right, fantastic. So we'll pick this up next time, and you can finish mopping the floor with these little blights, and then we'll see what happens from there.
I just
I love it. I'm so excited.
I just realized
Thanks,
that he
guys.
said that we can't leave.